All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Halo Championship Series Pro League 2016 Summer Finals. Bravo at the desk, now joined by Strongside and T-Squared. You're looking at highlights from Liquid's last 4-0 win, but all gears now shift to look at Denial and OpTic. Quite a final series to determine exactly who will take this. Of course, neither team wants to be the one sent home, and of course, the prize on the other side is quite different. You're secured a spot for the fall season.
Yeah, I mean, and just seeing Spartan's reaction right there, you can tell just how dedicated and how much time and passion and just emotion that he's been through these past few weeks, just trying to secure that spot. So, I mean, you got to feel for that guy right now.
That's right. In this match ahead, once again, going to be Denial versus OpTic. Lots of experience on both sides, but if you take a look down the line, of course, Squared, I mean, OpTic with a little bit more of a veteran lineup, but that necessarily might not be the deciding factor here.
Yeah, and the thing is Denial played pretty poorly compared to their standards, and especially the way that they started the day. The question is are they going to continue to have that same type of performance in this series, or are they going to realize that, hey, this is it? You know, our backs are against the wall more than they ever been. This is what we've been working for, going through this legendary bracket. Again, this is what OpTic's been wanting for a really long team. You know, whoever walks away with this is going to be feeling so good about themselves. I can't imagine a better way to end the first day here.
That's right. Of course, both teams have suffered a loss, meaning only one best of 7 separates the determining factor between here, of course, the champion that will advance on to the fall season. And, of course, the bottom team will not see a place in the fall season. They'll be sent home empty-handed. Now looking over on the other side, it's Denial, made up of Rami, Cloud, Gabriel, and Falcated. Looking at their facts right here. Rami, of course, sub that we saw, subbing for CLG, and Strongside doing pretty well in those matches. But, you know, as I said right before the break, it felt like Rami was silenced in that last series.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like something was wrong with him. He wasn't able to just keep his composure. Obviously, he has the players over on Liquid yelling at him every single time they kill him, so that could have been getting into his head a little bit, but he has seasoned veteran Cloud next to him trying to keep him in composure and just keep him focused. You see all these guys getting fist bumps, ready to get this series going.
Yeah, I don't think necessarily anything was wrong with Rami. He's just a pretty quiet guy. He really likes to focus, stay alive. He's one of those players, almost like Neighbor, where you remember Neighbor wouldn't call out much and he would kind of just listen to what's going on. And that's okay, but at the same time, you really need to speak up because sometimes it makes it seem like you don't necessarily care as much. And with so much on the line, you know, you don't want to ever give those type of signs out. But taking a look at the game types really quickly, CTF Fathom to start game 1, Truth Slayer, Empire Strongholds going into CTF Truth, Slayer on Coliseum, Eden on Strongholds, and if it goes to Game 7, which I know we all want to see, that will be Plaza Slayer.
And looking at Truth right there, I believe OpTic is actually, they are 1-5 in Truth CTF, giving them a 16% win record. Now taking a look at their Slayer is also 0-2. They have yet to win a Truth Slayer in regular Pro League season play. We're also going to take a look at the vetoes for this Game 1. So we have a Truth ban. Like I said, no surprise there from OpTic. Going to be a Denial Coliseum ban. Taking a look at the Coliseum, let's see, Slayer record for OpTic. Once again, not that great. It's 1-3, so OpTic probably isn't too upset about that. They also banned Stasis. They have yet to win a match on Stasis as well, so that's going to go ahead and land us on Fathom.
And you know, they're coming off a 0-4 loss. So, I mean, like, they have to be feeling a little bit down, but they've just got to push that behind. They've beat OpTic once before. They can do it again. And then over on the OpTic side, they're coming off a win. So
and a 4-0 win, right?
A 4-0 win. So they're feeling pretty confident as well. So this is going to be quite the matchup. It's going to be very hard to kind of pinpoint who is going to win this.
All right, now to bring us all the action is going to be Elamite and Sims for our final match of the day. Gentlemen, take it away.
Xfinity Desk, myself and Elamite. Dude, pleasure to be casting this final match of today. A lot is on the line. One of these teams going home. One of these teams going to Pro League.
Something I've been looking forward to the entire season to see who exactly is going to come out and take that spot, or if there's going to be any new faces that we see here in the Pro League. And, of course, being able to sit up at the desk here with you.
Oh, you are just too kind. You are the better, definitely out of the two, the better straight ripping player. No doubt T-Squared's going to be looking at me. Oh, there's a few nasty noises going across there. Sorry about that. OpTic Gaming on your left, Denial eSports on your right. We know how much pressure's on this. Obviously, for yourself, your brother's up there. He is fighting for his Pro League spot. Professionalism, you know, you are completely single out here, but Yeah, there's a lot on the line. Everything is at stake here for OpTic Gaming. Pride and just generally their spot in fall season.
Yeah, arguably more on the line here now than there is for the finals teams because, of course, winning and taking home that first place spot, being able to relax, you know, during that off season, but making sure you have a spot for next season or the fall season here is equally as important.
All right, then. So we see the camo finally going in the back. That looked like it was going to be Gabriel who's going to be punching that one in. Maniac checking down bottom mid. We're seeing a little bit of a split up. Straight Sick to the left, and we also saw, I believe it was APG going across to the right. So let's move across with Gabriel now. It was indeed him with the camo. Going to get the beat down there on Ace as he will drop. Now, just kind of running around. The flag's actually over here, so he's doing the right thing. He's moving over to his side. However, he needs to be extremely careful. There are a couple of grenades coming in from his own team and make sure they don't hit him. But both flags are now out, so we are moving into in fact, it's not. Excuse me, I stand correct. It's not a stalemate. They potentially can just throw this one in.
Right, they're trying to make moves, but it's good relay here between three members. Able to put in that first flag, quick early lead. Just over a minute into the game, Denial's able to secure the first capture. And not only that, but look at that kill feed. 2 members of OpTic Gaming go down while that flag is being captured. That is not what you want to see. And just like that, Maniac drops. Last player alive is going to be Ace, gets caught off guard. That's what you cannot be doing here if you're OpTic Gaming. That flag cap needed to be sacrificed. Those players needed to stay alive and gain control. But what do we have 15 seconds later? You've got Denial back top center control already.
I was a little bit confused because of how many people they were keeping back in the base, and you know, they took the flag over to the gem, but really they just wanted to make sure that outside was clear. They could run this in, they could make it a solidified camp, because time and time again, your teams, they don't say, you see them not saying up properly, and all of a sudden they think they've got a flag camp, but there's too many people just collapsing on them. We're going to see Maniac doing some great defense over in the gen. He will go one-on-one, take down that player there. Now we see APG grabbing the railgun off the spawn. Rami's there putting in some shots already. Unfortunately lands on a landmine as he walks through, but he's still surviving. He's going to crouch down, get his shields back, and now advance forward. We're going to stick that BR in his back pocket at the same time as well.
And to kind of add on to your point where all those members died, what Denial did that was so fantastic there was they prevented any possible counter cap scenario. So they were able to secure that capture, secure map control, and not have to worry about OpTic Gaming jumping right back into it.
It's kind of covering all bases, and that's really what you want to do. Make sure that it's a safety zone, bang, put the flag in, away you go. We see Straight Stick on the kill feed with a double kill as well. Now APG, camo and railgun, all kinds of dangerous though. He misses that shot on Falcade. He's going to get punished for that, and he's going to get taken down. That's a massive kill now for Denial. And
we'll go on board with Falcaded here. He is quickly picking up that kill on APG and then rushing into OpTic's base once again. And just like that, they have essentially full control of the base. Nice shots there. Does pick up APG. He knows there's members chasing him, jumping around. Shields are coming back. Nobody's going to be able to push this guy alone. There's just too many angles to get shot at from behind. And the flag's being pulled again already. At least 2 members down.
How are they allowing him to stay alive for so long? He tried to turn around, at least get a ground pound, but there was nobody there going in for the beatdown. Let's hop on board with Maniac now. Grenade goes in a little bit too early. Cloud will punish him with the perfect, gives him 4 to the face with the BR. Down goes Maniac. Let's look across the board now. Seals alive, Ace, APG, and a double kill then from Ace as well. So that's 3 members now of Denial that hop on board with Straight Six POV.
And Straight Stick has that top center control, throwing some good nades here. You do have extra nades that spawn top center, so you want to make sure you use those effectively. You did see those little hit markers pop up on your screen. He knows there's a player in engine. He is being collapsed on from top center, but great job being a distraction. Allows enough time for Ace to actually pick up that kill, but Falcaded with the grenades, there's able to take him out. We'll go take a look back here and see what Rami's doing. We were talking about him last series, was essentially almost shut down rather than in the Pro League where we've seen him just essentially dominate, especially in his series against Cloud9 in that shotgun spree.
I think many players have seen what this man is capable of, so it's like, if you see Rami, kill him. Don't let him get back up, keep him in the dev screen, and everything's going to be fine, because he is a powerhouse, and honestly, he is a man to be meddled with. 2 players coming off of the VAT spawn there. Ace taking a couple of shots. Maniac's going to be 1 shot as well. I'm not seeing any assist medals come in. To be honest with you, they don't really have much ground coverage over there. Straight Stick comes down the corner with a light rifle, but he gets lit up by the Storm Rifle. Rifle on rifle. 1 goes down. Rifle steps at this moment in time. Let's look across to Cloud's POV. He's got the railgun, but unfortunately his teammate will not grab that camo as well. It's going to be an OpTic Gaming member who does pick that one up.
All right, but it looks like that member is taken out as well. So we're looking at about 5 minutes, 20 seconds or so for that new camo to respawn. Cloud still running around with that railgun. Does pick up an amazing kill there on APG. He's eventually going to be taken out by Maniac as well. So we'll go on board to see his screen. Of course, he is rocking that OpTic Gaming pistol as well. And taking a look at the observer mode here, we do see a light rifle that was in the hands of Straight Stick before he was ultimately taken out. You do have a couple of BRs and storm rifles on the map. And right now, OpTic Gaming has just been playing defensively this entire time.
Maniac at APG went really, really huge there. That was a big kill for Maniac. He was one shot, but he did manage to land that final bullet. Bit of a poor grenade there, accidentally nading himself. Only takes off a minor piece of shield though, so it's not that bad. But yeah, great play from him and APG on the defensive side. The flush came in from Denial, but they pushed them out straight away. But look, this passive play unfortunately steps out at the wrong time as Rami does spot him. But you know what? APG's there again. The great teamwork of APG and Maniac, the duo, really, really putting in an effort now. And look at where he is. Top center, top mid control is what you want on this map. If you want to win it, you've got to control it.
And that was a good job trying to use the map and the walls there to kind of block off angles and prevent getting shot at. But ultimately, he does thrust away, but ends up falling as well.
So let's take a look at OpTic Gaming and see what they've got. And you know what? We do have a listening ready with them. They're running this flag. We're on board with APG. Let's jump into a listening with OpTic Gaming.
Red pit. Watch out, blue pit. Watch out, blue pit. Our pit. Red pit. I'm running the same. Help me. Camo 25. Nick, stay around. Move. We got it. Nice job, Corey. Got it. Camo's 25, Aaron. Don't die, Aaron. 25? 25. Yes, 25. They're tree. Time in the tree. Camo's coming up. Our bridge. Back up. Time in. Watch out, bridge. Time in. There's going to be another one. Time in. On camo. 21. Step. It's a 1 on tree. Watch out, time in. You got it, camo. Nerd. I need help. I need help. I need help. Don't die in. Watch our tree. Remember, they have camo, guys. I'm hiding up here. Our nerd. Gabriel. Blue tree with camo. He's our tree right now. We're dying. Pushing our silo with camo. Might be our porch with silo. Elbow, I'm looking. Watch our cloud, our tree. Falcon it. Our flag. Camo. Two on tree. Camo's on me. Two on tree. He's got storm rifle. Our corner. Watch our corner. Nick, he's got storm rifle. Camo's on porch coming in. Camo came in. Flag. Shot our elbow. There's 2 here. Make sure we 3 in our flag. 3 in our flag. Shall we? Out one shot. Nice. Live. Storm. You let him storm. Weak our gen. Anyone got Aaron? Readiness. Nice. Stay up. They might spawn their gen. Their porch. They're running in porch. 2 of them. Their porch. They're weak. Cloud. There's another weak cloud. Pushing this. We can our tree. Jump on it with them. Our tree. Yeah, our tree. Go for the flag. Nice. One's in our tree. One was in our tree. One shot. The corner. I died. Rogan. They're on Aaron. Wait. Aaron needs help. The corner. I'm trying to the corner. They're Gen corner. Also, they're Gen. Stay up. I'm going back to our side. The flag in their porch. Camo's 21, guys. Remember that. Going back to our side. I'm 30 seconds. Yeah, watch our flag. Yeah. Our pit. They're silo. They're silo. I'm looking here. Yeah. Time in. In our tree. Nice shot, Nick. Our side, time in. Weaker side, Camo's 21, guys. Our tree. He's gonna point. He's gonna go for a pull, maybe. Our tree. 21 sitting on tree still. He's coming. Camo's 21, guys. Our corner. They got 2 guys up top. Nick, fight for Camo. Keep him off. I killed him. I died. Camo's up. Camo's up. Camo's up now. Stay alive. Reel's up now. He's in Camo wall. Shot silo. We'll shot our silo. Falcon it out. They have Camo there. I don't know where he is. Dude, our pushing hard. Our porch. Watch out, nice job, Aaron. Nice. Top middle. Our bridge is coming. Stay alive, Aaron. You gotta stay alive. Keep staying alive, Aaron. I'm in our nerd. What's in our flank? Our tree, one shot. I got one.
Ace doing an absolutely incredible job of going defensive, but you know what? I mean, I don't know how you feel on this one, Elamai. I feel like, fair enough, it's 1-1, but OpTic are quite turtled up at the moment. It's like they're constantly chasing the tail, trying to stop people coming in the base over and over again.
They've definitely been playing on the defensive. We've seen a great pull by Straight Stick initially to run the fight across the map, but I'd say 80% of this game, if not more, has been played from OpTic side of the map.
So looking for Denial just to get that initial pull and then get the spawn trap kill afterwards. That will then enable them to move forward and, of course, put the flag in the back of the net. Let's take a look across at the opposing side on Denial. Here we have Gabriel just hard scoped in on that blue VAT, light rifle in hand. If you smack someone 3 times in the face with this weapon while it's scoped in, you're going to grab yourself the perfect medal as well. But you know what? Once again, we're on the blue side. It's very much like teams are not looking to win right now. They're just looking not to lose, if you get me.
Yeah, I mean, there's been Gabriel stood there for 15, 20 seconds, if not more, before we switch over to his screen, just watching the VAD, not pushing up, trying to grab control of top center. I'd like to see them play more aggressive. Some of the most successful teams we've seen, CLG, Cloud9, all these teams in the finals, you see those 2 members running into treehouse together, not constantly just scoped in cross map, waiting for someone to show up, but actually pushing up and focusing, going for map control.
Oh, Straight Stick tries to do the thrust to the right, but doesn't get allowed. He gets denied. APG will land as well. That's going to be a triple kill for Gabriel as well. He'll bag himself. The BR going to try and home in on Ace. He does back out, which I like at the end of the day. There's no point in challenging for that overkill. You've tanked him up, let your teammate come back. You know what? It's actually going to be Gabriel who comes back to haunt his dreams. We'll take him out. APG gets punished as well by Falcated on the side. Maniac does take down Falcated. He does answer back in the kill feed. 1 minute remaining on the clock. Elamine, I'm feeling overtime.
I am feeling overtime as well, and for anyone new watching, of course, if we do have a tie heading in at the end of regulation here, there will be an extra 3 minutes added onto the clock. Should those players then tie that overtime, then they could potentially be looking at a replay at that point. Something we have seen over the regular season, a couple ties, you know, from squads like Evil Geniuses. But as it stands right now, 40 seconds left, neither team is really being that aggressive. They're basically trying to set up and make sure that they actually make it an overtime. If one of these teams puts in a cap within the next 30 seconds, of course, the game will end.
And of course, we have seen these overtime replays time and time again. We saw it at the EU finals. It does happen. You wouldn't have thought so, but it does. We're going to see Gabriel finding Ace no shield. He'll clean that up as a free kill. He knows Cloud has been taken down in front of him. You see the red X of death. So he's just hanging back, being aware, standing on the ledge. I thought we were going to go jump up top mid. APG gets caught off guard, though, as he goes running through Garage just to check on the pit. He's going to be there. That's going to get cleaned up by Cloud as well. And now we see Maniac, who will be pushing aggressively into the courtyard. 2 players, though, so he needs to be extremely careful, but look at Gabriel's presence. However, that was definitely a jump. He did not come across top mid. That was a jump on the ledge to top mid. Now, this single-handedly, that 1 kill may have allowed him to run that all the way across the map. Whoever that was with that play, fantastic stuff.
And here we go, Ace trying to focus on moving over towards this flag, keeping that out. It is in overtime here now. That flag is going to be returned. Ace, no opportunity to kind of make any plays here, being no shields. He does see 2 members showing up on his radar, just trying to stay alive, delay as long as possible, hopefully wait for some teammates.
Again, you've got to remember who is on this OpTic gaming roster. We've got national champions. We've got a global champion. You can see his face on screen right now. These boys know what it takes to be the best and be at the top and win events. Ace is going to get that kill, though. Going to throw the flag outside the window. But you know what? Looking across there, Elamite, no one's really there to help him. Once again, OpTic are on the back foot, just trying to play a bit of defense.
I mean, that was a pretty good play from Ace as well. He picked up 2 1v1 kills, which is hard enough to do as it is, especially when you're up against a team like Denial. Maniac obviously controlling top center, Flamesword all over that camo time. You can hear that in the listen-ins. He does have that. Maniac needs to go clutch here. He can absolutely help close this one out for his team. Still got 1:45 left in the game, and just kind of currently flanking around here, trying to find these Denial members off spawn.
You see, I put on observer mode because I thought that was the play. You could see how many were coming across, and it did. You can see it now. It's going to get bundled in. 3 members, though, going on the recon. He needs to go huge here, and unfortunately, he cannot. The flag is returned once again. And we actually look at the flag. It's out on the opposing side. It's running away. That's going to be returned as well. So both teams there trying to make an advancement, but great stuff from Maniac. Great plays with the camo. He couldn't quite land that last kill, but then again, he did not have the numbers inside his favor.
OpTic Gaming thought the best play would be to bring that flag over into Engine. They were so close to actually securing that capture, just fell barely short. Great job by Denial, actually preventing them from being able to put that one in.
Yeah, looking across the board. Let's see exactly who's alive. Curse of the Caster, move to Ace. He will drop. Let's have a look at the POV. Again, Rami banged a nice double there on the kill feed, but no one really in a position to make anything happen. This is overtime. We have 40 seconds left. If this time runs out and it is 1-1, we're going to go to a full replay.
I'd say you need about 10 to 15 seconds in order to pull the flag, run it across if you take the fastest routes possible. So these teams need to make a play here within the next 10 to 15 seconds if they're going to have enough time on the clock to actually run the flag back.
Let's take a look at Observer and just bring up on screen exactly where the members are. We've got APG running bottom mid down the pit. 15 seconds remaining. I think that is all she wrote, Elamite. This is going to go to a full replay. We need a miracle now for someone to put another flag in. They're all just playing a little bit too passive, but then again, I don't blame them. There is so much on the line right here, and even at game number 1, guys, that is a tie.
And we've got our first tie of the finals here. Overall, taking a look at some of the kills here, it looks like OpTic picked up about 94 as opposed to the 97 here. So pretty evenly across the board from everyone. Taking a look at some of the notable stats here, it looks like Maniac doing some work, as well as Ace both sitting at that 28 kill mark. And on the other end, you had Gabriel, 31 and 19. So just putting on a phenomenal performance. All
right, we'll bring the stats up now after these have come up, guys, and show you people at home exactly how that one was going to play it out. Arcade at the start was trying to get something off. I mean, there were signs of greatness from OpTic Gaming. That final push when they were coming in, especially whether that initial kill was, that did the cheeky jump to top mid. I literally had no idea what it was, but it was such a massive, massive play. Just both teams couldn't clutch up at the end when it matters most, but once again, we keep talking about it, but really, we can't elude from it. There is so much on the line here for both of these rosters. One could potentially be working their way up to the Pro League, and one of them, one of the biggest gaming organizations in gaming as a whole, could go crashing out.
Yeah, and you said it was neither team able to clutch it up. I think it was almost both teams clutching it, where OpTic Gaming had a phenomenal flag run back, but it was Denial that had an amazing just counteraction to it, where they did get a flag pull momentarily, and then 2 to 3 members actually making it across the map and getting into OpTic's or the Red Base's engine room and actually focusing on that return. So Maniac did a great job of using that camo, staying alive with it, and helping out his teammates, but Denial was just too coordinated on that push. And when you put 2 people on a flag return, it goes so quickly, it's almost impossible to stop.
And you people out in the audience, you people at home, we want to get your thoughts, we want to get your theories. Join the conversation at ESL Halo, at HCS. Use the hashtag HCS. Give us your thoughts, give us your predictions. We want to know them. A little bit of a change going up on main stage. We'll get this next game underway in just a second. If you are just joining us, this is OpTic Gaming taking on Denial. Winner will advance forward to the fall season. Loser, unfortunately, will go home and have to fight their way through the open circuit. And again, I want to thank everybody who's tuning in, everyone who's part of the Halo community, everyone over at Team Beyond, everyone on the Twitters. We see many, many people constantly, all these Twitter accounts, the people who watch the stats. We got Reddit Halo. There are so many, just literally so many people. We've got the eSports wikis as well. We got Ponza with the live stats. Honestly, the Halo community is a fantastic place with some fantastic and wonderful people.
I couldn't agree more. It's always awesome to be able to interact with all the fans, both everyone that's over here that came to witness these firsthand, as well as getting on, interacting with people on forums, on Twitter, everything like that. A lot of great mentalities out there. A lot of hilarious people, actually, as well. Some of the memes and things that we see throughout Halo. I know Towie's so salty about some of those ones that have come out as well.
That's your fault. I'm holding you fully responsible for those Towie memes.
I did not make Towie wear a 3-piece suit to that event. I actually suggested, yo, Towie, you may be going a little bit too hard here right now, bring that down a notch, but he was able to step it up for the next day.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the triple kill comment was the best thing that I saw in the NA Pro League. I mean, just, you knew what were going down. You can deny that all you want. You definitely was alluding to that one. We all knew what were going on with that one, with the old EG comments. But yeah, I mean, we speak about some of the memes and the stuff that we see with the Halo community. There are some seriously dank memes that pop up and appear here and there.
I couldn't agree more. Now, with this next game here, or actually, excuse me, with this replay about to happen here, how do you see these teams kind of using that, the mindset, or who do you think it's going to benefit more here?
Okay, well, just just for 1 second, I just want to allude to something else before we come on to that,
Okay.
Kyle. You can see down the corner, the guys at Skype, they are here. Check them out on Facebook. Of course, they are behind the scenes, chatting to some of the players, chatting to some of the casters, getting involved in the background and showing you guys at home exactly how things do go down here in the arena. Now you can see on screen, speaking of the arena, we have the arena group chat Wednesday, August 3rd, 6 p.m. PDT to 9 p.m. 9 p.m. EDT. HCS Pro League champions answer your questions. You can join in the chat, guys. All you have to do is add gaming with Skype to your contacts and get involved. We've done these before and they go down pretty well. We've seen throughout the Pro League some of the members of the pro teams answering your questions, do the Q&As. And really it's just a chance for the fans at home to get into the head of the players and just kind of ask the questions that they're wondering, you know, how do you do this, how do you do that, if you want some information, if you want some advice, generally anything. It's quite good just to at least see the pro players having the conversations and interacting with the fans at home.
And of course, you are looking at your screen right now, the keys to victory here for OpTic Gaming. Shut down Rami. That was something we saw Liquid do extremely well in the last series, and it absolutely affected and helped them with that 4-0 victory. And then don't get into those 1v1. So Denial, known for having really good shots in the game, so whether or not they're with the Magnum or the AR, they're just not going to be missing a lot of bullets. So you need to make sure that if you're not about to perfect that player, or if you're in any kind of disadvantage, you just back up and wait for your teammates.
All right then, Kyle, let's go back to what you mentioned before. How's this going to see out as we move back into this full-on replay? So it was very passive, and no team wanted to really move out of the base, and there was a lot of turtling back and forth, back and forth. We saw that time and time again. Honestly, I just want to see a team just get the guns out and charge forward. No messing around, be aggressive, play aggressive, and just really start slaying. We didn't see any raw slaying power coming out of one initial player or out of one team. They were very just sitting back, let the team come, and then advance over, and then they'll wait there for them. Just really back and forth. I'm hoping one team comes out the gates super fired, super hot, and they really lay the smack down, because that team is really going to advance forward in this next game.
You know, one of the things I'm most surprised about how the day has been progressing is how low generally the flag captures have been, where we've seen 1-to-1s and 1-0 victories, something that we really didn't see too much over the regular season. So these teams, maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's how much is exactly on the line, maybe it's the land setup that we're looking at right now, but players are absolutely playing more passively.
Well, this is a different kind of scenario to what we initially saw, because in the previous game that we saw with OpTic Gaming, they wiped the floor with Elevate. You know, there's no real way of kind of pointing that out. Elevate kind of got took to town by these boys, but at the start of the day, it was Denial. This is a different Denial. Now, I think the loss to Liquid has affected Denial a lot more. I mean, don't get me wrong, we can't hear as much as what I could hear previous. I'm going to go early on. I'm going to go to a listening with Denial very, very early on when we move into this next game. The game is locked and loaded. It's just setting up in the background. We'll jump into a listening very early with Denial, because I want to hear that loud and proud Scotty to Hottie. I really want to hear Cloud doing what he does best. And yeah, a few people say he is a bit shouty, but this is what I said before, and this is what T-Squared alluded to. What he's shouting is very, very small talk. It's hype. It's getting his team built. It's getting his team really rallied behind him. You know, rally behind your king, rally behind your captain, move forward. But it's like, I'm with you. Move forward. Let's move together. He's dead. Move up. And doing those little things and acting as a unit is what's going to win in the match.
I mean, there's two different kinds of Clouds, and speaking of Cloud, we'll probably go ahead and get this one started off with him as well. But there's the Cloud that is in your face, amazing player, one of the best in the game, and then there's Rain Cloud, who's the quiet, more passive Cloud that we see, who might not have as much success, but he can absolutely be a leader, and that's what he needs to do here for Denial.
All right then, guys, let's see if the Thunder Cloud can be released. We're on his POV. We'll get that listening booted up in the background with Denial very, very shortly. We'll just wait until... Okay, let's move on board with another member of Denial. Okay, let's go with Rami. Let's jump on board and hear what they've got to say.
Huge gap, huge. Rami still up.
31. All right. One's our tree and Camo is our bridge.
Where's our tree going?
He's crouching on his
Yeah,
yeah,
he has rail and blue tree. What's our tree? Straight sec.
I'm staying alive on engine.
Still our trees.
Mike, push our tree. Going. He's going. Pushing our elbow side from tree. Our elbow side. Flag. Elbow in front of the base.
Mike. Elbow. Tree take weak.
Flag with camo. I'm in their base. Guys, stay alive. I'm in their base.
Camo behind you.
Time middle, guys. Time middle. Just play.
Our porch.
I'm gonna help you first.
There's two there. Still there.
I'm running this. Just slay.
Mike. Stay alive.
There's two dead. You can there.
Camo, rail.
Everyone go back. He's untouched. Threw it out.
Off our base. Our pit. I died a flag. Our flag. He's gonna go free. He's gonna go free. Our porch. Kill this guy on porch. Kill it, guy. I traded. Alright, they got the read. They're running it. I'm pushing the elbow. I'll get the run. Shoot him. Guy has one. Flag
By himself.
What's the
Flag's dead.
I threw it out.
Watch the big door.
On the base. They're pushing me.
That's your focus, Scotty.
We get the engine. Ace. I got big door. Engine, half shields on the flag. To the porch. Watch that and slay. Back into the base. He dies.
Watch out.
I killed it.
On the base. On straight tick.
Another one.
There's two dead. They're flying. I'm pushing for it. Watch out, engine. I'm on the porch. I'm blocking their elbow. Porch.
Alright, somebody running. Who's running?
The porch. Watch the OVs. We're all on their side. Alright, they're in our base.
Camo's late. Don't worry about Camo.
Aces, watch out, they're game job. Watch out. And top middle also. Top middle one side.
Tell me, Maniac. One
Inside bottom middle. Our pit, watch out.
Alright, tell me.
Our court.
Aces, one shot.
I got ace.
Our porch. Flag's a court.
Flags got a weak from the base.
One shot.
Top middle still. Our porch dead. On the base still.
Camo's now 30.
It's on camo. I need a camo. On the base, guys. Camo's up. They're pushing me. They're silo on me. Their silo's gonna get me.
Can you get eyes on it? Somebody?
Can we get touched? One's going up blue tree. Our tree.
Get touch when you spawn. Scotty.
Blue bitch hops in on camo. Our silo.
Camo's one shot to mid. Our core, one shot.
Our porch, guys. Our porch.
Kill Camo, ace.
I need it. Watch out.
Camo's in our court somewhere.
Two dead.
He's their pit, one shot. Camo's dead. Three dead.
All dead. They're flying. Three dead. Push.
I'm blocking
They're wasting nades on me.
To the engine. Kill the engine.
Kill Camo guy. What's Camo guy?
We killed them already.
Alright.
Two of the engines still. One has
They're big door.
Live Remy.
Yo, I'm leaving this. Whoever's on spawn, get that flag.
Remy, that's your flag, Remy.
I got it.
Remy got it.
They're silo weak on me. Weak their silo, straight sick. Their silo.
Watch the tree going top.
They're tree going top me now. One shot. Watch out for the base, Maniac.
You have no help on that?
I'm pushing their silo.
Guys, blue pit. I died.
I'm looking elbow.
Flag, they're on me. Mike, what time was Camo? 22?
Got one. Inner flag again. Middle, one shot east. Watch
Easy stop, Scotty. He's weak. He's 2 shots. Nice.
Push their side. Spawn kill these guys. I'm gonna block their silo.
Rogan.
On the base. Their porch weak. Ace. One shot on the base. The base dead.
Just push.
All right, then, Cal, let's talk about what happened there, because honestly, you know, Cloud was in a good position. He was telling his teammates to pick that up as they came, but the flank was real. They came from out of nowhere. They dipped down bottom mid, and they just got this. But as soon as we're talking here, we have to kind of break off for a second, because this could be Denial answering back, and there we have it. Elamite, we are tied up 1-1.
And that was pretty interesting. I'm actually surprised that OpTic got that return. I thought it was going to go in favor of Denial. I thought they were kind of playing the situation out a little bit better. You did have the Camo player escape. Now, making a note here, Ace just a moment ago was 13-4. So if you could see from Denial's point of view, Ace was on an absolute tear on these guys. You did just see that second flag get put in. So, of course, this is the replay we are looking at. They did tie that first game. And just like that, a 2-1, already more flag captures than we had last game.
OpTic game really starting to heat up. Oh dear, straight sick. He's going to be straight outplay him as he gives him the light rifle and takes him down, looking towards Ace now, take control of top mid. There's several players though to his left. They are his teammates. He's just going to pre-nade down there. And what a nade as well. He's going to bounce that off. He's going to crack Cloud in the face. That was I love that. When they know naturally, instinct where they're going to be, just bank it through a gap like that, find the target. Awesome stuff.
Well, it's not necessarily instinct. If you're looking at his player camera, you can see his eyes move back and forth to his player's camera. That is the next level for people playing. Of course, most people are at home, you know, playing online. You don't have those opportunities. But when you are in a LAN scenario here like this, you need to use every advantage that you have to win in order to win games. And using your player's cameras, it's so much more effective than just listening to one call out that might only be accurate for a few seconds before that player either moves or dies or something happens. Ace picking up yet another reversal. He's 17-8 right now this game, just being an absolute monster.
Ace starting to really heat up, even with this light rifle. Oh, finally it does get the kill. I'm surprised he won't go down for that railgun though. It's now just popped. He will opt to go up top mid and get closed out. Rami instead, it's actually not the fresh railgun. This is a second one still from the initial time. This is the first one up. This light rifle doing some serious work in this. It's the one difference that I see quite a lot on this, especially when I look at Europe and such. The light rifle, the North American players really do take it to its full effect. Now Rami in the corner though. Ace again with a double kill on the... This man at the moment, he is doing some serious work for OpTic.
He has... You have APG sitting at about 7 kills, Maniac at 6. Ace has 20 kills right now, being on absolute tear. I think it's time, once he comes back off respawn, just taken out by Rami here. Actually, Rami's got that railgun. We might stay on board with him.
Yeah, let's have a look what he can do with this one, because we've seen time and time again, this weapon can cause some serious damage to teams on this. Ace getting drilled from above. He gets one to the face in the top of his skull. Rami as well with the camos. This is now a big play for them. They've got the power weapon, they've got the power up. He's got plenty of time, plenty of ammo on both. Let's see if they can make something happen. APG comes off the spawn in the little door. He gets ripped a new one as he falls down. Looking at Ace. Ace is getting pushed hard. But you know what? If they can move this towards where he is in that corner there, they've actually got treehouse control. I think Ace did take him down. Yes, he did indeed. And then he comes back off the spawn as Maniac to haunt his dream. So I think on the other side, Maniac's just come up as well. We'll see what Maniac's going to be saying as he grabs himself the railgun, shove that in his back pocket. Gabriel's going to poke out, take a couple of shots and all. But overall, at the moment, definitely slaying power. Ace is the game changer here.
He is doing everything he can, essentially, for this OpTic squad, and it's really been working out so far this game. Maniac barely missing that railgun, but it works out in his favor. That's why teamwork is so effective. If you miss that shot, just hit him with a melee and have your teammate pick up the kill, not even taking any damage from that player.
I actually think it was another player. I literally just think he just met this player. Oh, look, there's a one-shot there. You can have the blunt end of an elbow. No problem, mate. And then his teammate picked him up behind. 4 minutes remaining on the clock. I think when we get to about 3:30, we'll jump on board with OpTic Gaming to hear what they've got to say. We'll wait until we see Maniac die, and then we'll go across to Ace's POV because he's just been doing Ace things. Double kill now and killing spree as well for Maniac. Awesome, awesome stuff here. Being a true Chuanko over in this treehouse. He sees his teammate go down top mid. Now he's just scoping hard. Unfortunately, didn't see that one. Let's jump on board, guys, with OpTic Gaming.
Here. They're going to cam up. I got the top middle. Go for it. It's our side. Our side, top middle. One shot. Top middle, one there. I got one. One shot. Nice shot. Nice, do that. Cam was in 10. I'm on the side. They're three. Cam should be coming up like 08, 05. One shot top mid. One shot top mid. The porch. What's up? Cam was up. The tree going down the porch. They're silos. It's their silo. I got you, Nick. Our tree right now. Watch out, Jen. One two of the porch. On porch. Two on porch. I'll see him. Our Jen. They're shallow. They're shallow on Aaron. Nice shot, Aaron. Where? Don't die. Fuck. No one dies. What do we do? They're silo in their tree. No hope, Aaron. Start tree. Our tree. One shot. He's on the grenade. Stay in your depth. Our tree. Stab. Stop your elbow, inner VR. Behind me, the bridge. Two top mid. We're there. 20.
I killed one's RBR, bro.
I died in the VR.
RBR, top mid. RBR to elbow now.
Jump to the top mid side. There's gonna be top mid. It's top mid.
I needed RBR.
Attack cloud, top mid. Two cups. I need two. Rammy's weak. Live. Back up. Our Jen, one shot, absolute. Are we going back? Ramy. Yeah, go back. Our Jen still, behind you. Jen. I'm trying to hold.
Better base, two of them.
I died.
Make
sure we get this. Go back. Kill this guy. How many? I'll porch break. Nice. Watch out, fly. And mid mark. Down or Jen? Top mid on me. Top mid. Cam was at the mid mark. The corner.
Watch out the corner, Rammy. Watch out the corner, Rammy.
And all of a sudden, Kyle, we're now drawn up once again, 2-2. You know what? I know it's two different numbers, but I feel like we've been here before. How do we end this one? What needs to happen? Because I've got a feeling these guys are just going to turtle up once again.
I don't know if I'm going to see this one as a tie here. We still got another 4 minutes essentially left in the game. Next flag capture will win. Maniac has had the railgun a lot this game. Has picked up quite a few kills.
Oh.
Does stop that player from grabbing the camo, so that's still going to be up. That's going to go in the hands of Ace now, and that we'll have one more camo on the map once we hit overtime, should no one put in a flag.
That's a fantastic kill. Now Ace has got that. We just see Maniac hunting anybody on this side. Ace can sneak in and give himself a nice bit of backup as well. He's see Gabriel's going to push in though. Gabriel's going to really charge aggressively into him and take him down. But here we are with Ace. Brilliant position. Flag is out. Now they can make something happen. Whips his teammates. That's going to be APG taking down Rami, helping him out. He's not actually pulling the flag. He's going to wait for his teammates to bounce it off. He's going to beeline across the garage to the opposing side. Hopefully that flag is being bounced across the map at the same time through the silo. In fact, it's not. He actually just came back to help his teammates out. There was nobody there to get that pull. And look at that. As soon as the call out comes for Ace to come back on the defensive, he's in the base and he's clearing out enemy players within here.
And he's doing a good job maneuvering around here. You did have the railgun briefly go in the hands of Maniac, but he ends up dying as well. Ace ultimately going to get a Spartan charge here on him to take him out. We'll go ahead and take a look back here on Denial's side. We have Rami now pushing into Red Treehouse. He's got the Storm Rifle in a 1v1 with Ace. Has the first shot here. Rami will go ahead and pick up that kill. That actually might have been a team nade there that ends up taking him out as well. But Rami, you can see him rocking that CLG skin as well. Pushing in, good teamwork here between Gabriel and Rami. They're trying to lock down OpTic's side of the map here, keep control of that treehouse, and OpTic Gaming really needs to pick up a couple kills here if they're going to be able to grab any control.
Yeah, they were just trying to get numbers and then force a flag pull and do a little bit of a bait and switch. One of his teammates, Valkyrie, is inside that base, so they've got two of them inside Gen, so they could make something happen. However, we see Straight Sick with a double kill on the kill feed, so that's going to take that and completely wipe out that push. 2 minutes of overtime remaining, 2-2. Oh, we could be seeing yet another replay. These guys do not want to drop a game, and honestly, I do not blame them because there is so much on the line, and the scoreline just proves this. We're going to see a fresh camo get dropped as Straight Sick does get burnt out. Rami's going to opt to pick up this BR, make his way over to the treehouse, finds Maniac, goes toe-to-toe with him. And both players decide to opt to back off, which is fine. One of them wants to survive, looking to get the grenade through the gap, which he does. No hit markers are going to come off just that one.
And Maniac now knows there's players getting ready to charge him. He's getting shot at by multiple players. Good angles right now, working with APG. They see the player jump up in the window, not going to be able to take out Rami here quite yet. But good 3 members of OpTic Gaming focusing on that side. That last camo should have been up as well, so we'll keep an eye to see if anyone's going to be able to actually secure that. And then, of course, still tied 2-2. Just a minute left in this game in total. Of course, this is already a replay that we are looking at. And right now, taking a look at some of the kills here. You've got Rami and Falcated sitting at 28, and then Ace at 31, just a little bit ahead above the competition.
So we're seeing a pull coming out of Denial eSports. Probably not going to be able to make nothing happen because Cloud's around the corner, but 2 players are already dogpiling. Ace says, no, not today, my friend. That is my flag. Goes toe-to-toe with Cloud. Cloud says no, though. He's actually going to shut him down. Then we see Straight Sick come around the corner and clean up that one shot. Quite a lot of time, I have to give credit to Straight Sick. Every time there is a call out for the assist, he does just go flying in and leave players. Does not let anyone hang in whatsoever. 24 seconds left. Elamite, this is going to be another replay, my friend.
Like I said, if you don't get that flag pull to about that 20-second mark, you're really just not going to have time to get it across the map. So Sims, our last series of the night here tonight is going to be turning into quite an extended one. If we see this game go to 7 plus 2 replays already, that's quite an interesting series, and that can take a serious toll on these players. I feel like that kind of scenario here might benefit OpTic Gaming, the more experienced veteran players, as opposed to Denial here, who might not be used to an extended, prolonged series.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, fatigue's going to take its toll on anyone, to be honest, and as you mentioned, there is a lot of experience. We've got national champs on there, and we've got the global champ himself, who's also won a lot of money when it came to a replay. We saw the 1v1 2v1 versus Pistola. We were talking about that yesterday. These guys know how it plays out. Flamesword's there in the back. He knows what needs to be done. He'll be just talking to the team, trying to get them riled up and ready to rock and roll. We'll try bring up the scores, and there they are. Ace, 33 and 23. They're the only man who is dropping the 30 bomb. APG, 19 and 22. APG and Maniac, not the best of stats as everyone else, is kind of pumping out some great numbers. 27 from Straight Sick as well, 29 from Rami, but as we mentioned previous, Ace, the only one dropping the 30 bomb.
And he was off to a hot start that game, sitting at 13 and 4, helping secure those first 2 flag captures for the team as well. And then taking a look at the other side, you know, Maniac had that railgun quite consistently and picked up, you know, 6-7 kills with that easily. So kind of interesting to see. I would expect those numbers to be slightly higher here, but nonetheless, great overall play. You going into yet another replay. These, you can just see how bad these teams want it.
This kill, that kill right there, I'm so glad we kind of slowed that one down just to stop that camo pull at top, which allowed Straight Six to grab it, was incredible. But still, they didn't manage to pull anything off from it. They got the railgun, they got the camo, and we didn't see another cap after it. 2-2 is the score for the second time. It was 1-1 initially. If you are just joining us, you can see in the bottom we are live from the Novo Theatre. This is a best of 7. It was initially a double elimination. This is the final series of the night. There's no more lives after this. If you lose this series, you are going home. If you win it, you're booking a ticket and a seat on the bus in the fall season.
Now, we talked about which team that replay would benefit. So clearly, it didn't benefit either team. A third replay. What do you see happen?
A fourth replay? Honestly, I just don't know how to take this one. I mean, both these teams, neither of them wants to lose, and it's do or die. It's the life on the line, and it's a Pro League spot, man. There's no bigger challenge than this. We've seen before. I mean, OpTic Gaming don't make things easy for themselves. They always go down the long route. We've said that before. We've seen them in not relegation, but always being that last team to the finish line. There was the last team to make North American regional finals before. There was the last team to make it into the Pro League. There's a lot on the line, man. Just quickly aside, you know what, guys? Here is a gold rec plaque. Get open your laptops now. Visit halo.gg. Use the code BLOODCLUTCH1. You will get a nice free little rec pack courtesy of the people over at 343. And if you want any more information whatsoever, make sure you check out proleague.com/Halo.
And was that a blood glutch I heard? Because I was looking at that like a blood gulch.
Yeah, that's, you know, there's been English and there's not been able to spell, to be honest with you. And I'm in the best of both worlds, and right now my mind is absolutely blown away the fact that we are into a third replay. As we see, we are on board with Maniac. I think it would be unfair as well to get another listen in with OpTic Gaming, see how they're going to pan this, and we started with them before. Let's see how they're going to land this one out. 2 players. It's going to be Rami running in with the railgun rather aggressively, but he's got his teammate in the back pocket as well in the corner. Just trying to find out what's going on over at that side of the base, because, again, really heavy defensive from both teams.
I mean, neither team has really got any great leads to start out the game, and right now it's just still back and forth. Maniac's going to get dropped here by Rami, who's running around that railgun. Take a look through his perspective. He just grabs a double kill, almost pulls the trigger fast enough here for a triple. Not quite able to grab that in time. Getting shot around that silo area. Is just going to back up, try to get a new position. I really like what he's doing now. Oh, and you see on the kill feed there, looks like Straight Sick ends up killing himself there. So this is a perfect opportunity for Denial to bring this back, and Rami with a great plasminade to clutch up that situation.
Yeah, at least he manages to get to land it, to be honest with you, and that's kind of what we wanted. I mean, told him here now that we do have a listen-in going live with OpTic Gaming, so let's jump on board with the green wall and see what they've got to say.
They're wall. They're wall. I'm mid also. Top mid. Flags are Jen. Flags, one shot Jen. Weak to wall. Top mid. Flag, one shot. Nice shot there. Nice shot, sir. Top mid. I'm on the return. I see the spawn. Come on. I got the return. Yeah, rail soon. Camo's 39. I need help. The big door weak. Falcon. I died in the corner. I'm out in rail. Porch. Going. Sir. Watch their tree. And rail. Tree for sure.
Front of base. I lost rail our side.
Watch out front base, I got him.
I lost rail our side.
I have rail.
Shut there. Their box going.
Camo's 39.
Nice.
Camo's coming up.
Stop middle.
Camo's coming up, Aaron. 39.
On it.
Stay up.
On it.
Another guy on it.
He's weak.
Shot. Push.
Got him. They're corner. They're corner weak. Push him.
I'm looking.
They're gonna spawn. They're corner.
Further base,
dude. Get him, Brad. He's killing him, Brad. Rail's down there, Brad. Railgun is down there. Brad.
At rail.
Watch out. On the re, I got the guy over there. Railgun's down over there. I got one. There's another guy. They're gen weak. Stay alive.
Where's the rail?
It's around that guy. He's got a game present.
They're tree rail. Coming to silo.
One shot with rail.
You're hiding on a tree?
I'm going our pit. Pushing.
I'm behind you guys.
3 blue bridge.
Top mid, weak. Yeah, 3 top mid.
I'm going
Still alive. Aaron has a double. Aaron got a double.
They're holding. They're silent. Coming around our tree. What's our tree now?
Our tree. I'm going low.
Nice tree on me.
Nice shot, Brad.
Blue tree still.
The tree still.
On the side, Brad. I'm behind their side.
Once their elbow, once their tree out.
I'm pushing the side. I'll push him.
Rail's coming
Wait,
up.
Brad. He got me.
One might owe.
The
He's in the gen. Rail's coming up, guys.
Got one.
Where?
Still out. They're gen. He's porch. They're porch.
I'll get shots.
Further base with rail.
Switch out the fly, guys. He's good there.
He's one shot.
They're porch, Falcated.
Shot their fucking front base. Two of them.
I got Ramy.
They're porch. They're silo.
They're gen. We got porch.
Two there.
Keep staying alive.
Another guy last week.
I died.
Watch our flank.
Yo, Camo. Camo's up.
Ammo.
Rail's down. Check it. Someone get a check on it. Watch the corner. They're
Tree grab.
They have rail.
Tree.
They have rail front of the base. Our tree. They have Camo. I don't know what time. Look at our tree. Our tree bridge. And they have rail also. Our tree. Top mid, Camo. Top mid with Camo. Our side. Can't help you, Corey. There's 2 of them. Two top mid. One shot top mid. Our bridge. Yep. Falcated. Top mid.
They have rail our tree.
Top mid with Camo.
They have Camo. Our tree on a touch. Wait. They're pulling it. Pulling pit. Pulling one shot.
Another guy on it. One is storm rifle.
Our tree top mid. He's up on you guys. He's got run guys.
3 red pit.
20. Fly guys.
One shot. Nick. To the glass. Railgun's coming up at 8.
We're gonna get this. They're gonna get this.
Stay alive. Alright, reset. Small talk. We're gonna small talk. Watch out pit. I got him. I'm looking.
They're bottom mid. They're bottom mid.
They're flanking Randy weak. They're flanking the porch. Railgun, nice. They're pushing the flank. They're flank weak. Behind us. They're solid weak.
Where, Brad? Got me.
They're solid still. He's weak. They're porch also. Nice job, Aaron. For the base. Shoot dead. On rail. On rail, it's coming up.
Shot, buddies, one shot. The wall.
There's another row coming up. The wall. Watch the cable wall. Watch the wall. Still the cable wall. You're last in the wall.
Still the wall.
To the wall. Flank. Not there. One shot.
guy, probably.
Watch our flank, guys.
I am.
Watch up here. I died from the big door. Who's gonna get rails? Mail
Tree on me.
Who's got rails?
Another guy on the tree.
They're tree. I push. I flank. I'm here. I'll down. He's dead. They're going for rail now. He's going their court. Watch out the flag. Good, I got a wall. He's a small, absolutely.
Camo?
It's our back door.
19 is
Their
late.
tree going top middle.
Our back door.
Maniac,
He's
living in
It's
our
19 is
tree.
late.
I'm watching our tree. It's fun.
Their tree has
I die here.
2 on Remy.
Our tree got me. He's going.
On Mike. 2 on Mike.
Elbow now.
Looking.
19.
I'm
Mike,
pushing
you
our
said
base.
I
You win nades.
Yeah,
Camo's 19.
Nades still.
Can we get up top? Camo's 19.
Yeah.
Top center phones. We still have a little
Gab.
time.
Red tree out. Red.
I'm sending weak.
Our tower is real. APG.
Our tree.
Red tree
Stay
still.
on our side. Front of base. Front of base ace. 2 them. Front of base. On me.
Camo's up. Camo's up.
One shot outside my middle. Straight stick. And our small door.
Watch our flag.
Yeah.
2 our flag. Our small. Remy. Top center, Remy.
That guy has shots.
Stay top center, Ramy. Stay top center, Ramy. I'm pushing their big.
Fuck, dude, I died with
They got camo. They got camo right there,
I
court.
don't know where he dropped.
I guess weak. Another guy there.
Kill camo.
That's camo. That's camo.
Watch out,
Watch
Mike,
out.
watch out.
You gotta kill one.
You gotta pull.
You can pull it.
Hold it, hold it.
I got nades on flag. I'm one shot though. I can't
Scotty,
go.
guys coming.
To the big door. To the big door. Maniacs one shot. The big.
Guys, they're on it, they're on it.
Elbow. Elbow. Weak MG. Weak to elbow. MG. Weak to elbow.
They're elbow with camo. They have re.
Got railgun. They're big.
Still there, still there.
One shot. Elbow. Maniacs. Maniacs. One shot. Elbow.
They're from court with
Big still.
camo.
The big.
He's going top mid jump.
What that?
Two that.
Two that. I'm in the elbow. I'm in the elbow. I'm in the elbow.
Camo. Tom Mary camo and their porch.
Top mid guys. There's top mid with camo.
Can't get him. The porch. They're spawning the porch, guys. Or the engine.
Bottom middle camo. Inside bottom middle camo.
To the porch. Engine side. To the porch.
One shot.
One shot the porch. One shot the porch.
Guys, railgun in 17 seconds.
Blue bridge.
I'm still in their tree. I'm still in their tree, guys. Top center.
Top middle still.
Yeah, I traded. One more time
center.
Centers.
Blue bridge.
Watch this railgun. They're gonna be on it for
Behind me,
sure.
red tree. Behind me, red tree. Two of them red tree. Ace.
They're gonna be on this railgun.
Yep, they might have it.
Need it.
Made it.
On their base.
Front base, front base.
I have rail. Watch out.
Here, jump. One shot. They're front jump.
They have old rail. Rail down our wall. Rail down our wall. They have rail.
Real, fire base.
That's gonna be huge.
No, kill him, man. Kill him.
I can't yet. Hold on. I need to run smaller.
Going top mid.
My guy's good nades.
So I got one shot smaller. Fire base.
There's two.
There, dude.
I got one. Elbow on fire base.
Stay alive.
Flip it on me.
Stay alive.
Flip it, really beacon. I'll flag.
You gotta stay up top.
All there, weak. Go all base, Remy.
I am.
Nice, I spawned on. Nice.
They're running it fast.
Two on flag. They're both one shot. I got one.
Nice.
Camo's coming up soon.
Gonna die.
Stop for camo.
I'm already. Stay up top.
Alright, who's getting up top for camo?
To the engine. To the silo. To the porch.
I'm running this, guys.
One's behind Mike. Mike, I want you to back, Mike. You gotta stay alive. Whatever you do. Watch out, silo.
I can't.
Bomb silo.
Garage still.
Camo's gonna be up. We're not gonna get this. We're not gonna get camo.
I got one.
One shot.
Nice. Stay alive.
I'm from our base. I'm coming.
Can we get eyes on camo?
Yeah, I'll go for camo soon. Orange. I'm going for camo.
I'll kill engine. You guys can go.
46 even.
Front the base. Top center on camo.
Shots.
I'm looking.
Keep me alive with this camo.
Two dead.
I'm gonna push it into the engine with camo.
I'm pushing retreat.
Let's go in the corner.
I shot top center. Kills get top center.
Look, I'm looking.
Two weak, they're flagged. Two really weak, they're flagged.
Where is he top center?
On the small weak.
They're pit.
The small ABG.
They're full.
They're core weak.
I need help, man.
I got one.
They're big.
You gotta live. You gotta back up.
Maniac.
You gotta back up.
They're small door. They're elbow now. They're elbow. Got another guy, man.
Yeah, one shot. There's two there. Two to the tree. I can't see them.
Stay alive.
Okay. Watch the tree.
Come on.
I'm gonna archery. They're big. Bomb center.
Behind you, back.
Inside bomb middle, guys.
Okay.
Watch out, bomb middle. With you, Mike with you. Shooters from their side.
Alright, Silo still. On rail, one shot.
Where's Silo go?
One shot.
One shot the wall.
Silo dead. Find me, Mike on me in the tree. Last guy on me. Red tree.
Pushing him.
Kill's got a tree. And one's gonna die.
He's killing me.
Watch them. They're spawned. What's the spawn? Our side. They're our side for sure.
I got one. Bomb center.
On pit.
Remy, live.
On the pit. Our silo. Two on silo below me.
Stay alive.
I got one.
Our silo. Our silo. Our pit. All of them below me. Three of them right there. Three of them. Our silo.
They're pushing our core. Nice. Two dead.
Looking.
Railgun. One red tree. Railgun. Red tree. One ammo.
I need help, guys.
Camo's next minute. 47. 46 even.
Yeah, push that.
Naded our tree from bridge.
Camo in 30 seconds.
He's sitting
Railgun
right
that tree.
Yeah, in rail. There's two top mid.
Tom is weak.
I couldn't, bro.
Where
they going?
Still there.
Our flag ready.
On our flag.
And our engine. Run an elbow. Help Remy then.
I am.
We need to stay alive here.
Run.
On the flag, Remy.
We gotta pull. We got it out. Stay alive.
Watch that.
Mike, stay alive.
I'm center left side. Small door.
Watch out the
base. Weak maniac.
We never cut the small door. Camo now. Camo.
I have camo. I have it. I'm hiding. Watch my pit on me.
They're big.
I'm watching our tree.
Alright, play smart.
Our bridge on me. I have camo still. Hold on.
Player on Scotty.
I'm gonna flank top. Their side top center. Hold on.
He's weak bridge.
One's dead.
One's on top mid.
I'm behind him. I'm in their engine, guys. I'm in their engine.
To the back door.
Four really weak to our
To the
flag.
flag me. They see me.
He's one shot.
I need help with their flag, guys.
I'm coming.
Fuck, man. They're small door. Got me.
Alright, nice.
The porch now.
2 dead still. Keep control.
He's one shot, one shot, one shot.
Just get him top.
Retreat, Mike, retreat. Look at your red bridge. It's gonna be ace. Hey, kill one.
Mike, I'm coming to you, Mike, I'm coming to you.
To the treehouse on Mike.
They're big.
I'm laying it.
Get slays, I'm in their flight, get slays, I'm in their
Hey, stop center on me, straight stick. I couldn't.
I got no, he's one shot, top center.
Top center this time again. He's still top center on the red bridge, top center.
They're core weak, APG can, we kill APG.
Top center, guys.
I got one.
Stay alive. Yeah, I'm coming from the base.
Yeah, our side. He's on our
Can't see it.
porch or something.
Where?
Watch that.
Somewhere.
Watch out, elbow. Elbow dead.
Mike.
Run this.
They're flanking.
You guys.
Shut our porch, guys. Shut our porch. Maniac.
He's running.
I'm blocking the engine spawn.
I died.
Engine, one shot. I kill the engine. I'm in the base, guys. I'm blocking the silo.
I'm watching Smart door Scott weak, he's on re.
One shot. Watch the engine. Watch the fucking. Oh, he got me, dude. They're engine now.
Live, back up, Remy.
I'm on my
They're court.
They're
Camo's this next minute.
I'm in red tree.
I didn't get a time.
I'm in red tree. I'm in red tree. Red tree on me.
Camo's around 30s, so I didn't get a time.
I'm one shot.
Two red tree.
Both weak.
There's two there.
We're in red bridge now already.
I'm on a corner.
One shot, they're cheat. Stay alive.
Our
They're
They're about to run this.
They're all sparring in.
about to run this.
I got a nade on play, guy. Like dead.
Still have guys. Still
Behind
have
the
guys.
base, straight stick. Behind that. Show my base, straight stick.
Our front base.
Front base again, ace. We can flank. We got engine.
He's gonna die.
3 dead. 2 dead now. 2 dead only.
Sideload or something.
Alright, that was last
What's
one.
top mid?
Last one.
We can tell it.
Camo's up now.
Camo's up. He got it. He got it. 34.
34.
He dropped down. Their wall.
He's absolutely the wall.
They're fighting. Their porch also, Cam. I'm watching you, Cam. Watch you, Cam. Watch you. Back up.
I died.
Camo's their porch.
They're big. Their engine, they're big.
Maniac is still alive with Camo. Their
Spot the base.
Their wall weak, he's still their wall.
I'm in their silo.
They're engine weak. They're back door weak.
It's gonna be like our side.
Camo guys, their porch.
One's on the chest, one shot.
Shot the treehouse on me.
Another one, the nade behind you. The nade.
Their nade's weak.
Nice, that.
2 dead.
Camo guy was in their porch somewhere.
Oh my god, dude. What
They're rifle. Straight stick, we can have smaller.
You have no help.
Watch out. Go back to our flag for Camo guy.
No, I don't think it was Maniac.
Camo's on me. I traded.
Nice.
Inside battle. I'm still blocking their silo, guys.
shots, get back up.
Watch out the court, Scotty.
Watch
One's there. Their tree. Maybe top center.
I'm nading.
I'm still blocking their silo.
Nading their side tree. Our silo.
Yeah, their silo, guys.
Nice, we got one. There's
Our
no
silo
side.
weak APG, I'm gonna push him.
Okay, somebody push top mid.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
we get top center. Their porch, Sammy.
Yeah, he's ending me. I'm one.
Our silo weak APG, he's still there. He has
Red
tight
pit,
rifle.
I pit.
He's still our silo.
There's gonna be 2 pushing you, Mike.
Another one, Mike.
Back up.
Wait, 2 on our silo.
Our porch weak.
Can somebody help Scotty on their side?
I got another one.
I'm weak, Gab. I'm weak.
I'm running this.
That's all you,
Don't
Scotty.
block silo.
They're two dead.
He's going there's nades.
He's
He's
there.
going
I
there's nades.
died. He got me.
Is there an ace, sir?
On the flag.
He's on read.
2 of them there.
Yeah, they're gonna have it.
Alright, 3 there.
Alright.
I'm gonna kill him. Watch out.
Yeah, just watch it.
10 seconds.
Dude, 3. Alright.
Yo, Scotty had Camo and they're like making plays in their flag, and he had them 2 1-shots. And I think I know that you got that kill, but you should have like been with Scotty.
There we have, guys. Yet another tie. What did we say before this? There is so much on the line. And honestly, this comes across in the gameplay. These guys do not, straight up, do not want to go home empty-handed. This is basically it. This is how much these, more importantly, how evenly matched they are. I think it speaks volumes.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, this is kind of amazing gameplay. We saw a similar series like this with Evil Geniuses during the regular season, but now, I mean, back and forth and a minute left, like the capture there to tie that up from OpTic Gaming, just amazing play. And I'm really surprised. If you were had up the kills that have happened on Fathom so far in the last 15 minutes, I mean, so many deaths with every one of those games going into the overtime, going into the replay.
I reckon Ace is probably over 100 kills, well and truly into 120. He's doing incredible stuff. But you know what, guys? We're going to give the players a little bit of a break up on main stage. We're going to take it to a very short commercial break. I ask you, do not go anywhere. This is some intense action, guys. We got another replay. We'll see you in just a second. does get cleaned up. Now, it's always great to get someone out of the top middle section, which is where he was, because up here where Camo spawns is a power position. 57, quick scopes in. Will grab that one shot. Perfect kill, triple kill. What a shot from 57.
He goes top middle. He finds the second kill. Great listening. And then these shots right here on Lenny. Absolutely fantastic.
Get wrecked, won't it?
It's another big play from him. He's been here for quite some time now.
Yep, and we just saw L-Town taken down for that overshield. I'm not sure if any player was able to get away with it. A big double kill out of Mikwin, going for the challenge here on Snipe Down, and gets the triple kill. Perfect out of Mikwin. Unbelievable shots. The BR clearly doing more damage than the pistol.
There it is, in the hands of Straights.
Still on spawn, I think. I don't think anyone's picked it up.
It looks like Renegades is thinking people are going for it, but OpTic Gaming says, no, we're not going to go for it.
I don't know how that happened, but that was beautiful.
That was awesome. And did they give him the triple? They gave him the triple. That was dirty. If there's any chance of them bringing this game back, it starts with that.
That was nice.
He's staying alive there.
Yeah, you can't say enough about that. It just buys your team so much time when you're able to stay alive in a situation like that.
That was almost the second back-to-back 2v1 situation where Ace came out on top, so great plays by him. But Predevinator answers
with
back.
The no scope. I was about to say that new sniper had just spawned. Ends up challenging and winning that challenge against Ace, connecting with another no scope here. You have to think that Allegiance still without that flagpole.
OpTic Gaming has controlled it ever since that point in time. So new sniper going up, and another Blaine by Straight6, Predevinator. He's getting what he put on OpTic Gaming last game, and Straight6
connects with both no scopes. I was about to say I'd like to see him play selfishly here. Ends up connecting with another shot.
Looks like it goes through his legs on that one, but Goofy, can he stay alive up here? Straight6, great job just dropping down, staying alive, just waiting for help. And he hits it
up, connecting with the no scope on the rocket guy. Unbelievable. I mean, you can't say enough about staying alive there, but to connect with a no scope at that angle is insane.
And welcome back to the HCS Summer Season Finals here. We did have Sims not feeling too well, so we do have a replacement here, none other than the other British man we have.
You can say Ginger if you really want. It's okay. I won't discriminate against you. No, yeah, Sims unfortunately not feeling very well, so I will happily stand in for this series. It's going to be a fantastic one. We can just kind of refresh it, just pretend it's starting again.
But we absolutely can. Let's go ahead and for the fourth time's a charm. And so just to give you an update here if you're watching at home. So obviously, no one can really anticipate 3 replays in a series on the first game. So this game number 4, which is still game number 1, is going to be another full replay. Should these two teams tie this once more, we will have game 5 be a sudden death capture the flag game. So it will not continue indefinitely. The series will not carry overnight into Sunday. There will be a decider here very shortly should this game number 4 replay actually happen again.
Yeah, so you guys on main stage, sort it out. Come on, let's get 3 flag caps. Let's put this game to bed so we can jump into game 2. But, I mean, it's just so tense. You can see why both teams are just kind of hesitating a little bit. It's just so important, such a prestigious spot getting into this Pro League. So both teams just being a little bit cautious about their play. And when they see that time just ticking down, they're kind of like, okay, let's go to another replay.
I mean, this has got to be so nerve-wracking for these guys as well to have all of these replays happening, especially in that last one when OpTic brought it back. You know, once again, coming down to the wire, these teams back and forth, so evenly matched on what we're seeing here. I asked Sims before, I was like, who do you think it benefits the replay? He called that it doesn't benefit anyone. Game number 4. Do you think someone's going to be able to close it out now?
I mean, both of these teams are going to be getting tired, but I'm going to be looking at OpTic to really take the initiative here and say, look, guys, how much do we want to be in Pro League? We can't just keep taking this to a replay. If it goes to another replay and we go to sudden death, we are giving Denial a chance. Let's finish this one off. We have the experience. We're the better team. Let's get things started with Maniac. He's just going to be kind of covering this railgun here, see if he can get one of his teammates to pick it up, which actually no one's going to go for it yet. So both teams just kind of baiting it out early on, trying to convince the other team, yeah, you go for it so we can grenade you.
And so that's actually going to be Rami who runs away with that railgun. APG did burn the camo, but ultimately gets taken out as well. So we'll hop over on board with Denial here. Rami does have that hiding top center. Almost takes out Straight Sig. Good shots there, weakening that player. That railgun is going to be down top center. Only one rail here used so far. Now the flag is going to get tossed out by Denial as well, but no real opportunity to quite run it. You do have everyone on Denial still up here going and starting to take out those OpTic members, so this isn't looking good. Rami runs back, gets top center, grabs that new railgun once again, and OpTic Gaming is currently on spawn.
Yeah, they are on spawn, but they have spawned at VAT, so someone was able to kind of pull that flag out, but this is what you want to see from Denial. They're getting aggressive, getting in the face of OpTic, and it's exactly what you need to do when you're in this replay situation. Just kind of not let the opposition breathe, as we do see Maniac running in this flag, but his flag is also out, so we will kind of enter a standoff here, and that's kind of sums up what's been happening on Capture the Flag Fathom so far. But Maniac's going to push around. He's kind of just left that flag in his base for someone else, but he needs to be careful because we do see Falcati pushing around. Nice, perfect kill there from Maniac as well. Now, Kyle, if you were in this situation, let's take you back all those years when you were playing. If you were put into a kind of a 4th replay, what would you be saying to your teammates to try and kind of put over this barrier?
I've never had this many replays. Over 10 to 11 years of competing, never was in a situation where I had this many replays happen. You know, I would be essentially changing it up each game, I feel. It kind of depends on how it played out, whether or not I felt like we were ultimately outslaying them and playing better, we just weren't able to close it out, or whether or not I felt like we were the ones playing on our back feet and couldn't really get anything situated. So depending on which one of those scenarios I'm in is whether or not I'm wanting to change up the opening strat each time and try to focus on maybe different flag routes, you know, and working out things differently.
So we do see Gabriel using up his last shot in his railgun, but I think another railgun was picked up by his teammate. Rami is now kind of trying to get a return. He's actually going to throw that flag out there. It was his own flag. The other team was trying to return it, but Denial need to be careful here. They're on the defensive now, and OpTic are trying to get aggressive. And I think in these situations, you really need to just say, look, let's send 3 members. Let's all just get in their face. The camo is in the hands of Denial, so Falcati needs to do something quick with this one. So I want to see him kind of sneak around. He is going to just push into the yard right now and needs to make sure he's not seen as well. So he doesn't need to crouch. Obviously, he won't be on the radar just yet. But I like to see a nice slow push here, trying to find that flag, see if he can get maybe a back whack, and then he can get the return. We will see him engage in the fight, but he is taken down. So nice work from OpTic there to take down the camouflage.
That was best case scenario. I really thought he was going to be able to make a play kind of like what we saw from Ace earlier against Elevate, where he snuck in the base and essentially got the flag return on his own almost, and what we saw there was Falcati got a little bit tunnel vision once he saw that flag carrier, immediately broke out of camo, and you know, sometimes you just got to play it a little bit more passively, and after the game number 4 replay, it's not surprising that we might see little mistakes made.
I wouldn't be surprised as well if both teams kind of now just sit back and they wait for that next camo to come up before they make one of their moves. They're just so wary, and they're really scared actually at the moment. It is crazy to see how passive they're being. Actually, it really reminds me of European Halo. I mean, and European Halo is naturally a little bit slower than North American. They're not as aggressive, so I'm kind of used to these situations, if I'm honest. Not the replay situation, but just these kind of standoffs that we have got. Railgun will be up in 10 seconds, so that's kind of an important time, and both teams are going to be fighting around bottom middle to see if they can grab that, because it's obviously going to help when you are trying to make one of these pushes. Straight Sick, kind of caught on his own. I'd like to see him get with some teammates right now and make an aggressive push together to try and return this flag, but you just see like all members of OpTic, they're going back, they're going forth, they're pushing out, they're coming back. No one really knows what they're doing. I'd really be looking towards Flamesword to kind of make a call here, try and rally his troops to get this return.
And looks like Falcated now is top center. He has the railgun as well, so they do pick up 1 kill here on APG. With flag still out, it really seems just like the meta of this map in particular has really reached a point where every team knows exactly how they want to play it and how they want to react in certain situations, and that's why we see so many flags being pulled late into the game, and why when flags are pulled, that's essentially almost always a standoff. You have teams just flank around, immediately get the flag pull and run it, because this map is so wide as opposed to long there. You know, you can get those flags and come off spawn and get to the enemy team's base extremely quickly.
We do see OpTic on the aggressor now though, and Denial had to toss that flag out to Yard once again. And actually the camo did come into play, but luckily Falcated did see it, so he can make sure that flag stays alive. OpTic definitely kind of getting aggressive now though, but it will just continue to be this standoff. OpTic did go kind of wait for that camouflage to come up. That's when 2-3 players did push. But you were saying that like kind of it's reached that point in the meta where both teams know exactly what the other's doing, then wouldn't you kind of just want to do something a little bit different? Just say, look, okay, we've got the flag. How about let's just leave the flag? All 4 of us just bomb into the other base. But we do actually see the flag returned, and that will be flag number 1 going in favor of Denial. So finally that standoff kind of is subdued, and now we will move on into this game. And now OpTic, they have to respond, as we see Falcated trying to pull another flag, but he goes down as well, so we will hop across to Rami and see what he can do in this situation.
Right, and you know, that is a good point you bring up. However, you know, it's just, you might know what to do. Sometimes you just don't get the opportunities to do anything differently. And, you know, if you're killing players spawning in the base and they spawn silo, you can just, with sprint, clamber, everything else in Halo 5, you can just do things so quickly here. So when OpTic Gaming almost had 2 flag returns, once they failed both of those attempts, I kind of felt like it was Denial's turn to really go ahead and secure one, put one in. Kind of some crucial mistakes coming out of OpTic Gaming, not being able to use that camo effectively enough.
Yep, Ace now with the Storm Rifle in hand actually secured the railgun for his teammate. He is getting some shots from top mid, but the flag is being pulled by OpTic now, so Ace needs to be in a position where he can help his teammates, stop any spawning Denial members from stopping this flag. The flag's actually gone down because of a grenade there, but Ace will still try and take a position where he can push ahead of the flag, stop any return coming out. The flag has also been thrown out by a member of Denial as well, so Ace now is just kind of looking everywhere, looking at his radar, but he just can't find the levels, and he does eventually get taken down. We'll see what kind of Gabriel was in, but he's also gone down as well. So at the moment, this is just kind of back and forth. Cloud's actually found himself the camouflage, and this will be very important. He will make sure that he can try and pull this flag. Just use the camouflage effectively, actually, to stay alive and get some shots down on these opposition members.
Yeah, I mean, that might have played out a little differently. Ace ended up missing that first jump to get up top, potentially, you know, finish off that player. However, there was a player already in OpTic's base that got that flag turn, or got that flag pull and thrown it out of the base here. Cloud now running around with this camo here, catches OpTic APG, trying to, you know, push out, go for that touch, but not going to be able to do enough. Looks like Cloud's feet getting stuck on that window ledge there. He's ultimately going to drop as well. Got members from both teams dying like flies here. Nobody really able to get any more good opportunities. You have Ace playing defense. Looks like Denial's really kind of turned this one around and started to be the more aggressors here.
Yeah, I really hope that Denial will just carry on to be aggressive. I don't want them to kind of turtle back and sit and wait and allow OpTic a chance back into the game. I want to see them go for that second flag. They need to be thinking, look, we don't want to go to another tie. We don't want to take this to sudden death. We now have the advantage if we get in the faces of OpTic, as actually we see the Spartan charge coming out, but Ace somehow manages to get away. The grenade will probably kill him, though. He does go down, so we'll hop across to Rami and see if he can stay alive here, as he's also taking shots as well. Everyone just kind of dying. Curse of the caster from Elamite there. But Maniac has a railgun in hand, and he's just going to kind of be patient here. but I don't think patience is something that OpTic needs. They need to kind of find a way to get back into this game now, and you do need to use the railgun if it's going to happen, but Maniac, it's not happening for him today, and we'll move across to Denial and see how they're going to carry on moving forward in this game.
Yeah, I mean, some crucial misses here coming out of OpTic, while on the other hand, you've got clutch railguns coming from Falcated here and the rest of Denial. Looks like that flag pull is going to be done once again, or that flag's going to be pulled here. 2 members of OpTic going down at a terrible time. This might be a second flag cap potentially being put in by Denial, especially if this member gets taken out.
Yeah, obviously you see Cloud moving this flag. He does get the kill actually, but the flag was tossed out 2 yard. He's going to go down. We'll see the return coming out from the OpTic Gaming members. 2 members jumping on it actually to make sure it goes as quick as possible. And now we might see a pull from OpTic, but actually no, both of those members died as well. So Falcated will just put that flag in, but that's fine for Denial. They'll be more than happy for those kind of transitions to happen because now they are still 1-0 up. They only need to kind of defend this lead for another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. But I just don't want them to kind of sit back too much. I want to see them keep pulling those flags, keep OpTic guessing. Don't give OpTic a time to breathe. Don't let them think about what they're doing. Don't let them think about where they're going to set up, where they're going to push. So just keep going at them, Denial.
And you see Rami gets taken out while he had the railgun there. However, Gabriel with the new camo here, starting to push into OpTic's base. Ace is going to get taken out. That's going to be a triple-double out of Gabriel here as well. Still plenty of time left in this game. I've said that many times watching this already here. And we've seen OpTic already put in a flag capture with less than a minute left. So they are absolutely still in this game.
They are still in it, of course, but the fact that he's got camouflage, well, as I say that, he does run out of camouflage. I would have liked to see him do a little bit more. But this is the thing, Denial aren't pushing in. They are just saying, look, okay, we're happy with 1. Maybe we can defend. And I tell you what, if they manage to do it for 2 minutes and it works, then they'll be more than happy because they will go 1-0 up in this series. And to be honest, Elamite, I really feel like because this has been such a long game 1, the winner here will be such a momentum boost going into game 2 and into the rest of the series. So both teams know how much this means, and you can see Gabriel there, he kind of turtled back all the way to his own base after being in the opposition base as APG takes down Cloud. Ace also takes down Gabriel as well, so it will be a flag pull for OpTic, and Denial need to be careful here.
And Ace is grabbing that and starting to run it. He does get out of the base. Straightstic does pick up a clutch railgun kill. Ace knows there's a player on top of the treehouse. Straightstic picking up yet a second kill here now with this weapon, really setting this up for OpTic Gaming, and I cannot believe it. Once again, we are going to see them start to tie this one up. I cannot believe it. OpTic Gaming fans have to be going nuts. Denial fans have to be pulling their hair out right now, as I feel like Denial's been the one consistently, gosh, out of all of these games that has essentially had the lead the majority of the time.
I mean, this just definitely shows how closely contested these teams are and how much it means to them, because they just don't want to throw away this game 1, because potentially losing game 1, it could just snowball out of control and then you could lose the rest of the series. Ace is actually taken down, but he does get a death grenade on Falcated. We'll move across to Rami and see if he can do anything in these last 30 seconds. It will go to overtime in another 3 minutes if we are tied at 1-1, but there will not be a full replay if we do tie this game again. It will go to a sudden death game. We won't go to a 4th replay, so this map will be decided by sudden death if that does happen. But hopefully, with 3 minutes to play in overtime, one of these teams can really take the initiative. They can get aggressive and they can get one of these flag pulls, get it captured, and win this game 1. If you see a nice grenade there coming out of Rami, and now he can start to initiate a push with his team and just let them know that, look, it's a 4v3 situation. I'm going to push through, but actually he's greeted by some grenades off spawn there of OpTic Gaming.
It's a great job backing down and staying alive here. He was able to get back into the treehouse. Essentially knew there were no players there that could contest him. Trying to stay alive. Good shots here by Ace. He's going to ultimately take him out. Moving up to top center. Catches a member in window as well, pulls out a melee. That's going to be an assist there and a kill for APG. 2.5 minutes left. Looks like OpTic Gaming is finally starting to get some more control here. Ace does have that light rifle, although he's very limited on ammo, so he's going to have to be careful on how he uses those.
It's kind of got to the point where it's gone on for so long now that both teams just don't want to be the ones to lose. And you can really see it in their playstyle. You can see it in their aim. You can see it in their positioning. You can see it in their rotations. I just want to see them get aggressive now. Just put this one to bed, especially OpTic Gaming. You'd be expecting them, with the experience they have, to really just be kind of doing all they can. But we do now see. Well, actually, we'll move across to Rami and see what he can do. He's going to push out off of spawn towards his back, just laying some shots down at this treehouse. Rami's kind of been on his own a lot, actually. I've noticed, especially the past 5 minutes at least, he's not been pushing with his team. He's been saying, look, okay, you guys, you three push around that way, and I will just be the guy who's going to flank, and I'll try and pick off anything that you kind of put shots on, which is fine. I like to have a player doing that on a team. You saw it a lot during Halo 3, actually, and it's kind of found its footing in Halo 5 as well, just because of the maps that we have.
And that was a good attempt. I kind of like where Rami's head was at. He immediately ran away as fast as possible. Ace picking up a perfect kill, Weak taking out Gabriel. So Ace doing everything he can right now. He's ultimately going to be taken out by nades as well. Cloud and the rest of Denial. Looks like they're still on the defensive here. Just over a minute left to play in this overtime before we go to a sudden death match. Gabriel trying to grab that flag from OpTic Gaming's base, a little bit overzealous there, maybe trying to do too much. However, members dying just left and right. Taking a look through Falcated's eyes here. We've seen him do some pretty amazing things essentially on this map. Has a lot of kills so far, but Ace with the AR that's 2 members now here down for Denial. Now you do have another member drop for OpTic. However, Ace does get the flag out, and there's 3 members working together here. Some good shots. If they can kill 1 or 2 spawners here, they might very well be able to run this. There's still plenty of time to move it across the map, but just like that, Rami with 2 and another assist, grabs a triple-double and a return. Nobody really in position. Actually, the flag is being pulled here right now, so let's go ahead and take a look at Cloud. He's got it across the map already. This might very well be their opportunity. Nobody in position to stop that. All members going here.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
And no one's able to put the flag in. The return is made as well. We'll be going into overtime. Wow. This is absolutely unreal. That's a tie. We'll be going to sudden death. What a clutch return. You saw 3 members of Denial try and put that flag in, and the backsmacks came out from OpTic. What a response from them. We'll be going to a sudden death. First cap wins, but that's got to feel bad for Denial.
I don't know in the history of Halo if I've ever seen a game come to a conclusion like that. Never before. 3 members looking at the flag at home, not being able to secure that, and I believe it was a Spartan charge that ultimately took him out as well.
But it was how, I can't remember which player, well, one of the Denial members literally watched the flag, because obviously he got the call from his teammate, and this is hit at the end. Cloud, he said, look, yeah, okay, you grab it, and then the backsmack comes in. Fantastic there from Maniac. Maniac actually dropping the teabag, and you saw Cloud hitting the desk. That must be so frustrating after all this, all these replays, to be that close to winning game 1, and now we will go to sudden death. First capture wins on Fathom CTF.
Gaskin, you can't even make this stuff up right now. I cannot believe that 4 replays on a capture the flag game, and so much happening in the overtime of every game as well. Now, with the way that that game just finished out, although I would have given the advantage to Denial essentially the entire game, that could be a big momentum swing, because you got to be looking at each other like, guys, what the hell did we just do? I think we found the only way not to win this game in the last 10 seconds.
Oh, 100%. Denial are going to be looking at each other saying, how did that just happen? What did we just do wrong? What were you doing? All 3 of us just pushed for that flag. How did none of us put it in? But OpTic will be feeling a little bit relieved, because that was inches away from them losing this game 1. They do have a chance now going into sudden death. And well, this is really separating the men from the boys here. And truly, whoever does win this game 1, I really think that momentum will swing in their favor. They will go on to win the rest of the series, but you never know. Maybe this is just going to be replay city. In game 2, we'll go into another replay. Game 3 will be a replay as well. You never know. But the Green Wall is still here. They're still alive. They're still in Pro League right now, but Denial are going to try and take that spot from them. But how long have we been going for? An hour into this series, and we're still in game 1.
I can't. That is why you play every game until it's over. It's not over until it's over, because even when it's over, it's not over. I mean, I can't even explain or try to break that down. Eventually, I want to see a third-person aerial view of that, the last 30 seconds there. But what I do like out of Denial here is they're not looking at each other. They're not blaming anybody. They're refocusing, getting set up for this next sudden death replay. And I'm amazed.
Well, I mean, let's look at it this way. In most of these games, Denial have been the ones putting that first flag in. So they need to think about that and say, look, guys, if we carry on doing what we're doing, we'll get that first flag, and that will be enough to win this game 1. But it was just a fantastic play coming out from Maniac. 3 members of Denial were all trying to put that flag in, and Maniac just came storming in with a Spartan charge and was able to get that return. But going into this one then, Elamai, it is going to be sudden death. We're going to start this one off. If you were in these players' shoes, how would you approach this one? Would you get really aggressive at the start of this game, or would you kind of sit back, wait, and see what the other team's going to do?
You know, that's such a great question that I don't even know what I would do. I've never been in this situation before. And the beginning first 30 seconds of this game is going to determine so much. It's insane. So you do have Camo quickly going in the hands of Gabriel, although they do see him. He ends up being taken out as well. That's 4 members now down for Denial. OpTic Gaming pushing into the base, although they're not seeing anyone here off spawn. Ace goes ahead and throws that flag out. He has the railgun as well. Great run and sprint here with this flag. He needs to put this railgun to good use, although he is going to be taken out as well. You've got Maniac here watching that player top center, trying to keep this flag alive. The return does happen. I like what we're seeing here. They're pushing across. If he can grab this kill top center, he in fact does. And Straight Stick pushing in. The flag is just seconds away from spawning. And just like that, that's it. I'm 99% sure that OpTic Gaming just won game 1, although I am so scared something's going to happen and we're going to replay it again.
You didn't want to confirm it, but we'll confirm it. OpTic Gaming do win game 1 after however many replays. After sudden death, they got aggressive, they pulled the flag, they had the railgun, and actually Maniac doing some really good work with the light rifle to make sure they secured that capture. But wow, what a game one. What a quick game 1. Yeah, the start of this series, it was so fast. OpTic Gaming win 1-0. If you are just joining us, OpTic Gaming finally take game 1 after several replays. It was just a stalemate. Both teams too similar and in play styles, really.
I think we had a goose that game. Does that count as a goose?
I'm not sure it's a real goose, but we can call them out anyway. Who goosed?
I believe it was Gabriel.
Ah, well.
But yeah, obviously that's not going to count as a goose, an official goose. Because I'm pretty sure he had about 115, 120 kills this game. So I'm just happy that finally someone came home and took this Fathom.
Yeah, so OpTic Gaming do get that one. That will be a big momentum swing. But now we are going into this game 2, Truth Slayer. Now I don't think we'll see a replay on this one. Any statistics for these guys? Do you have a favorite for this matchup?
For this here, I mean, it's so hard to call because even all the stats and things that we do have, you're looking at OpTic Gaming stats up against the top 7 teams in North America, and then you've got Denial stats going up against the, well, for lack of a better word, lesser half of the teams in North America as well. So it's still can go either way, and if it's a tie, I'm going to have to, I don't even know what I'm going to do.
I don't think it's going to be a tie on Truth Slayer, and I think that OpTic will now really take this in their stride and they'll start to get aggressive and they won't let Denial get back into this series at all. That was a massive win for them. I want to see both teams trying to contest for that Carbine side, actually. I do like someone trying to take the bubble, especially just for spawn control. I mean, I know you see it more on Truth Capture the Flag, but especially with Slayer, I just like to have that one player who's going to kind of take the initiative and say, I'm going to flank around you, I'll kind of support you guys, whatever you're shooting at, I will finish off. And I'm really just going to be looking at Maniac because he was the standout player for me. He just kind of pulled off some absolutely crazy stuff, both in the replay where he saved the game, and in that sudden death. The final replay that we had, and in the sudden death as well. The shots that he was laying down across map and the support that he was giving to the flag that was being run was just absolutely fantastic. You can see him there on your screen, and he is kind of the man to watch for me. But yeah, so going into game 2, I do think that OpTic do have the advantage, but fist pumps are coming out of Denial as well. They know how close they have just taken OpTic Gaming. Obviously, Denial did beat OpTic earlier in the bracket as well, so they will be feeling confident. But really, yeah, momentum, you'd expect it to be with OpTic.
And who are you trying to kick this one off with?
To be honest, I think Maniac, just because of what he did in the games. I want to see what he can now do in this Truth Slayer, and this is an important one. It does look, actually, we've got an issue with one of the players, so we will delay this start.
We'll go ahead and do a replay here. Just bear with us one.
But yeah, we're gonna delay this start a little bit. But I'm excited for this game too on Slayer Truth because it's completely different to Colosseum Capture the Flag as well. We're not going to see that kind of passive gameplay. I'm expecting it to be a little bit hectic, a little bit random, players just getting in the faces of each other. If it does slow down, I'd be really surprised, and that will really say a lot about the characters of both these teams and how scared they are to lose these games if they do allow it to slow down once again.
I mean, this could potentially be one of the closest series that we see here at Finals, and that's OpTic Gaming going up against Denial. And thinking about, you know, history or going over the teams and the matches that we've seen, I can't pick of a different scenario where any other two teams were more equally matched than what we're seeing here right now.
I mean, even earlier on when we saw Denial beat OpTic 4-2 off stream, they were such tight matches as well. But Truth Slayer, actually, the record for OpTic Gaming, I know you say this is in Pro League, they're 0-2 on Truth Slayer, so they've never actually won this game. On the other side, Denial, maybe this is a game type that they can really favor. They might have seen that in the veto process. They might have said, look, okay, we've watched Pro League throughout the season. We've seen that OpTic haven't been performing particularly well on Truth Slayer, so let's try and single them out. But, you know, you've got to kind of put all your eggs in one basket and say, forget game one. Let's move on to game two. Well, let's forget game 1 of 7 and move on to game 2. Just completely move on. Try and kind of rehydrate yourselves, drink lots of water, get your energy back as well. You're going to be looking to your coach to kind of get you pumped, get you excited for this game because it means a lot to these players. And they will start to get tired. I'm not going to lie. It's very tiring. They're going to be quite hot there. They're in the lights. They're in the limelight. It's going to be a tough one for them.
I mean, not very often do you have players or people just in any kind of category just trying their absolute hardest for that extended period of a time. And the mind games that go into Halo is so intense, and there's so much thought process behind it that it is mentally exhausting. And I wouldn't be surprised if these players are already feeling that fatigue and those effects here. But like you said earlier, you want to kick this one off with Maniac. So let's go ahead and take a look through his eyes as he quickly pushes over to Car 1 and is going to pick up this sword.
Yeah, this game 2 is starting. He is going to grab the sword. Let's get excited. Let's get loud in the crowd, guys. We are in our game 2. And now, yes, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear some noise. We've got a Truth Slayer going on. OpTic APG actually taking down Falcated as well, though. I'd like to see Maniac get in a position where he can really use the sword, perhaps push the base. He doesn't want to get caught out here, so it's interesting that he's going for this kind of carbine position, but I want to see him just really use the speed of the sword to be running around under a base, on top of the bases, as he will actually find Gabriel and slash him in the back, but he will be taken down by Rami. Important kill there. Nice use of the pulse grenade.
And Rami and Cloud working together here, picking up some kills, regaining control. I do like what we saw to Maniac. Didn't work out in the long run for what he was trying to do there, but pink control still in the favor of OpTic Gaming. But as you can tell, though, he is getting drilled across the map here by that carbine. He did just spot the sword player that jumped to either P1 or P3. We'll be able to tell that here in just a moment. Looks like he did go to P1, but quickly running back up to P2 and Falcated, taking him out.
Yeah, unfortunately for Maniac there, he was laying down shots, but he just got sprayed by the assault rifle, so we'll move across. Actually, no, we'll stay on board with Maniac off spawn, as we did follow him through his death cycle. A 2-kill lead, and actually there's a nice little gift on the floor, a battle rifle and a sword. That is definitely what you want to spawn into, and now he's going to use this battle rifle effectively. He needs to get with his teammates, though, as 3 members of Denial all rush him. Maybe they even heard that sword come out, and they said, let's not let him live, as the grenade will come down from Cloud to make sure that Maniac does die. So let's move across to Straight Sick and see what he can do. He's just going to be using pistol to kind of put some shots across the map at the moment, and players are kind of going down like flies everywhere at the moment. And we are 11-11, so once again, this is a closely contested game. Fuel Rod Cannon is up in about 5 seconds, and you really have these certain players that do love to use Fuel Rod. On the other hand, some players just frankly don't like using it because it's not the easiest weapon to use. I know that sounds crazy, but the splash damage is something that some players just aren't used to.
And it's not a hard weapon, or it is a hard weapon to get actually as well, because you got to be confident enough in the map control that your team has and where your teammates are to actually run to top center and actually pick up that weapon. New camo looks like it was burnt here. No, picked up as well by APG. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. He's trying to escape with this. Looks like he will, as long as no grenades come flying into bottom of the base here. Go ahead and grab that weapon. Puts a couple shots on P2 as his teammates start to collapse there. So he's is the player top P3, now an early lead once again here for OpTic Gaming. And I really feel like how we saw the last game end, especially with the misplays from Denial, that is going to put that momentum in favor of OpTic Gaming and give them a wake-up call here as well.
Yeah, both camouflages going in the favor of OpTic Gaming right now, and that's what they kind of need to do if they are going to win this game. Be on top of those as APG using his assault rifle. He's going to be challenged by 2 members of Denial. Does actually manage to get one with the headshot, pick up the double kill. We'll move across to Straight Sick, see what he can do if he can support his teammates. He does notice someone is on the radar underneath and goes down with the storm rifle, getting the melee kill, and will now try and move out to support his teammates. He's actually going to push P-side as he can see the grenades are flying through the map, but he doesn't get greeted by anyone at P2, and this Fuhrer cannon is still up now. And the thing is with Truth Slayer, it's kind of become one of those very snowballing maps because of the battle rifle, because of the carbine being positioned where they are, that once you do have those control of those rifles, you can really be in control of spawns, and we've seen it time and time again, players just getting a battle rifle or a carbine, as we do see Straight Sick using the storm rifle in his back pocket to full effect, and there's now a 7-kill lead, and he will catch Rami out as well. See, Rami just trying to get that carbine because they know how important these rifles are on this map.
And Straight Sick playing this one, or controlling P2 to a T, essentially, knowing exactly where he needs to be looking and when he needs to be looking there. We did a moment ago see 2 members of Denial actually P3, and it did not work out in their favor. Just a great collapse here from OpTic Gaming. Now, Straight Sick being below the base here, he knows there's players above him, crouching around. Plasma Rifle is going to be the advantage in that 1v1, but he's got help here, picking up another 2 kills, early lead, and it is absolutely the case that the momentum shifted in OpTic Gaming's favor with that insane game 1.5.
Yeah, and it's really difficult as well when you are like 8 or 9 kills behind, just to try and get back in this game, especially when there is so much P and carbine control. We do see the camo is up, and it looks like Straight Sick is going to jump down. He's going to pick that one up. So OpTic again getting the camo. That is the 3rd one in a row. So you need to be saying something about Denial and their kind of focus on power-ups. They just really haven't been able to time them effectively and be able to push and get them. Straight Sick will be caught out, but he'll be using his assault rifle. Doesn't actually take down Gabriel as well. Gabriel did have some support there at P2, so he goes down. We'll move across to Gabriel now as he picks up a battle rifle. Just a 6-kill game, so this is definitely, they are able to get back into this one. Fuhrer Cannon still sitting there top mid. I'd like to see one of these teams really take the initiative, try and grab that so they can push in and really use it to full effect. Gabriel needs to be careful here though, as grenades are coming in thick and fast. APG just kind of sliding in there to get the kill, and fantastic double as well coming out of Straight Sick.
And Straight Sick right back into P2, picks up a double kill, takes out the Fuel Rod player, and now is reloading that weapon. We still got an 8-kill lead here for OpTic Gaming, and Straight Sick, I couldn't pick a better member of OpTic Gaming to put into P2 with these weapons to hold control here. The thrust out, I don't know. Let me just take back what I just said here. Actually would not have wanted to see that. Just kind of sacrifices that fuel rod. I don't really like that play. You have to use your thrust so carefully. You cannot get caught in this position, especially when you have a power weapon, that you can't get out of a situation by using thrust.
Yeah, it was a shame. I would have really liked him to have made a different kind of decision with his positioning there, especially because he had the fuel rod cannon in hand. Falcated actually has the fuel rod, and Ace misses his swipe. Just a 5-kill game now. We'll see what Falcated can do with this fuel rod cannon. He's going to push into one of these bases. No one's going to be there just yet, but actually now we see Straight pushing from toilet. Falcated can use this fuel rod just to delay any push. He will be communicating with his teammates to let him know that there are 2 members in this base. He runs out of fuel rod ammo, but actually gets a kill with his last one. Just 2 kills in it now, so this is a good comeback from Denial, and I can't help but say it. It's because of they got that fuel rod, and Falcated was able to get some important kills. So you've got to question that positioning from Straight Sick to lose that fuel rod when it is such an important weapon. But there is now 4 kills in this one, and we'll see actually. Oh, Maniac is going to push in. He's going to try and get this kill, and Falcated needs to stay alive. Grenades will come in, but he does get taken down. And now OpTic, I really want to see them get aggressive just to finish this game off. I don't want to see them slow this down, because if they can just not give Denial any kind of chance to breathe here and really get in their face, then they should be able to take this one out.
And this is what you want to see from your fuel rod cannon player here. And you do also have, you can see Brad or APG there has got the new camo once again.
Oh,
Straight Sick,
suicide.
Good job by APG staying alive there. Straight Sick not working out enough. Not melee, not doing any damage there whatsoever. But a 48-39 lead. This one's quickly coming to an end.
Yeah, just 2 more kills needed for OpTic Gaming now, as actually Straight Sick does get taken down. So it's just 8 kills in this one, but we will move across to Maniac, as he's going to try and secure this win. He's just got the carbine, he's going to look across to Falcated. Will need to communicate with his teammates actually and push. I'd like to see him push into P2 to help his teammate here. He's kind of taking a defensive positioning, and but OpTic are slowing this one down. They said, look, we only need 2 more kills, there's no point rushing it. But if they slow it down too much, they might let them in, but just 1 kill needed now. And Maniac is going to push into this P2. He's going to use grenades just in case anyone is on that P2 ramp. Fuel Rod Cannon is coming up in 8 seconds, but I don't think it is going to play a factor in this game as Maniac takes position. He's just going to camp here at P3. And actually, Denial are slowing this one down. Denial aren't going to push out too far because they know 1 more kill and they will be 2-0 down in this series. But I just want to see OpTic get aggressive. Just push. You've got so much kills to work with. And there we go. We get the final kill, 50-43. OpTic go 2-0 up in this series. And that will be a nice relief, especially after that game 1. We will get into the statistics and see who had a good game there. But I'm feeling confident that OpTic can go on and win this series. They just look like they've got a little bit more aggression about them, and they don't slow it down as much as Denial are.
And as you can see, looking at the stats there, Straight Sick 19-12. So putting on a show for everyone there. And, you know, if that P2 play worked out a little bit differently, that would have absolutely been a 20 bomb this game here. On the other end of the stats, we have Rami getting shut down. Kind of like we said, their key to victory. They need to shut him, take him out of the game. And when you're going 7-14, you're doing a pretty good job of doing that.
Yep, so fantastic there from Straight Sick. We did question one of his plays, but he was doing work. He got the Fuel Rod Cannon a couple of times, actually, and I do think it's key on Truth Slayer, getting that Fuel Rod. A lot of teams do kind of ignore it for a while, but once it is in play, you do kind of get in a base and get that spawn trap going, using it effectively. It can be absolutely devastating if it is in the right hands. You wouldn't want it in the hands of some people like myself. I just can't use it. I know Sims also says he can't use that weapon. Maybe it's just a ginger thing. Maybe it's a British thing. I never know. But
or both.
Yeah, or both. But we will give a shout out to Sims. He wasn't feeling very well, and I think he has actually gone home. So I do hope he feels better for tomorrow. But OpTic are 2-0 up in this series. They took Fathom 1-0 in the sudden death after 4 replays. We went into Truth Slayer, 50-43 for them. But now we're going into Empire Strongholds. Kyle, any advantages either way? Let's ignore momentum. Let's ignore any of the previous games and just focus on Empire Strongholds statistically, or just your kind of gut instinct. Who would you go for here?
I'm going to go with OpTic here. I don't know if I can ignore everything that I just saw, because I'm still completely blown away the fact that we had that many replays on that Fathom, and that it all culminated with a 15-second flag run to start the tiebreaker. But Empire Strongholds, OpTic Gaming, that they're just playing extremely well right now. That teamwork that we've seen from them starting off in that Fathom, the bait and switches, the collapsing, just looks like everything's much more fluid for them now. And for Denial, it is the exact opposite. Now it's going into crisis mode, essentially. You know, we beat these guys earlier today, and now we cannot get a win no matter what we do. So I think the favor is going to be over to OpTic.
Yeah, I do think that is something that's going to play a part in your head, knowing that you did win earlier and you have to beat them again. There's no continuation or anything like that. It's just a fresh series. But across regular season, OpTic 50% win record on even Strongholds. They've only played it twice though, so that is just 1-1. I mean, in general, actually, Empire Strongholds wasn't really played throughout regular season very much at all. A lot of teams were vetoing it, they were getting rid of it, but we've seen it quite a few times today. I know it is a best of 7 rather than a best of 5, so you'll naturally see a few more game types. It certainly seems like maybe teams were kind of hiding strategies, perhaps. They were saying, hey, let's save Empire Strongholds for LAN, guys, but no, I don't think anyone's actually doing that. But we are going into Empire Strongholds, and I think you're right. I think OpTic are the team to be looking at here, because Denial are slowly going to be getting even more fatigued. Knowing now they have to win 4 games on the bounce as well, it's just going to be hard for them. I just think that OpTic looking stronger. They just are being a little bit more aggressive. They're pushing a lot better. And in general, their last game, their power-up pickups, they were getting the camouflage far more. I don't think actually Denial got any camouflages that game, so that says a lot about OpTic's timings.
Right, well, we're going to stay here with Maniac as they push out, starting to contest this overshield. And let's not forget, like, before the series even started, wow, great AR shots there from Maniac. Before the series even started, you had OpTic Gaming coming off a 4-0 series win and Denial coming off an 0-4 series win. So they've still yet to pick up another win since that losing streak
that Liquid started on them.
Yeah, momentum does play a big part, and actually, speaking of momentum, Denial have got a nice early lead. They've got control of Pit and one of the blue base, I think, so they will now push across, see if they can get red base as well, but Pit is currently being taken by OpTic, but they managed to get the reset. That's nice from Denial. Straight Six will drop down with the Saw, and now he will try and use it effectively as he does see a member at blue base, and they are going to be able to grab Pit, and now they can put some of their own points on the board, and Straight Six is going to get aggressive, get in Denial's face using this Saw to full effect. Ace was there to actually back him up and finish him. Straight does get taken down eventually, but Ace is there to use the grenades to full effect and be able to kind of get revenge from his teammate. And now they need to just make sure that this Pit stays in their hand, and obviously Pit can get very messy on this game type, Kyle.
It absolutely can here. Now, we do have the overshoot coming up in about a minute, so you want to make sure that during these next few 30 seconds or so, you can be dying, you can try to contest the hills, but then you want to make sure you're setting up around outside and grabbing that power weapon. You do see someone from Denial here trying to start that Pit capture, but there are players contesting it as well. On the other hand, you've got Rami trying to get this base here. Ace pushing in to contest him. Great pickup there and return. Another player jumping in the base. Good nade takes him weak. And no, he won't do that. And of course, 2 members there, but that was almost a ridiculous play.
Yeah, no ground pound city there from Ace. And the points are starting to rack up now for Denial. And you were right, Overshield will be up sooner rather than later. And sometimes you see teams, when they are a little bit behind, they will just say, look, okay, let's wait. We know that the Overshield's going to be coming up. That's when we're going to use our time efficiently, and that's when we're going to push. Pit is actually so close to being taken. You can see it there on your screen. It is absolutely flashing. And I'll see if I can drop across, but I don't know, it does get reset, so good job from Denial there. They were just making sure that they just kind of pumped every single member into that Pit, as Maniac does get rewarded with his timing, and he will have find an overshield now, and he's going to be communicating with his team and saying, look, okay, I've got overshield, let's push into Pit. I can support you guys, or I can be the guy who's going to drop into the Pit to make sure we get it, but it does look like he's going to go around, he's going to flank, but he is just greeted by so many grenades of Denial that he's taking down, and Denial continue to rack up points. Rami's going to get on the aggressive push into this blue base and try and go for the total control.
And that was some kind of crucial mistakes. You had OpTic Gaming almost capturing the Pit. You had a member in Turbine that didn't immediately go and help. Sometimes you have to jump out when you're no shields. You need to be aware of what's happening on the map. They decided to wait and go for the overshield, and that overshield could not have been used less effectively. Absolutely nothing came of that. If you want to give up Pit control and focus on grabbing that overshield, you need to make sure you use it effectively following that. And Rami's been just alive for so long, used every shot here in this Saw. He will eventually drop. You do have Falcated trying to contest this hill. Looks like they will get a reset. Ace, however, trying to recapture this. You have 2 members in there, so of course it is going much more quickly. That is a triple cap here now for OpTic Gaming. And just as I say that, Denial back into it, grabs the blue base here. I like this positioning, trying to stay alive, wait for his shields to come back, trying to dodge nades for as long as possible, although he's going to get caught out here by Rami.
I liked what Rami did as well. He had the Saw and he kind of was the last player alive, and he just did enough just to stay alive in Pit so that his teammates on spawn could try and get that reset. Rami tried to go for the Ninja there, but he gets taken down. Gabriel now will also just die. It just seems like grenades are coming thick and fast from everyone right now, as we do see a member of Denial there just kind of sitting in this Pit, trying to keep it, but OpTic are going to be swarming in to make sure they get this reset. You can see how close it is. Fantastic work there from Denial, actually, to try and get this Pit. But look, OpTic players are not letting this one up, and they actually do get the reset.
That was amazing. It was essentially exactly what we saw a moment ago, but now this time going in the favor of OpTic. And they're quickly bringing this game back. Ace grabbing the 3rd overshield of the game. That's all 3 overshields going in favor of OpTic Gaming. Catching Falcated off guard. APG with the Saw as well. You can see in that kill feed. Picks up a kill. Rami gets taken out. This might be another triple cap here for OpTic Gaming. I'd like to see them start going back to blue base. That looks like where they're going to be spawning here. They, in fact, are. Ace with that overshield going right in, trying to contest this hill for as long as possible. He's got 2 members on him, takes out 1, waiting for his help, gets the double kill. Ace being an absolute beast, and 4 members of Denial being taken out. Triple cap in favor of OpTic Gaming, and that momentum is still carrying on.
And that is exactly what you need to do when you're in this map. You just need to kind of just get on the aggressive, not give the other team any kind of chance to breathe. You really just need to bleed them out, keep this triple cap for as long as possible, and this is exactly what Ace is doing now, just pushing in, getting the reset, helping his teammate getting another headshot. Ace doing real work right now. OpTic want to put this game to bed. They want to keep their spot in Pro League, and if they win this one, they will be 3-0 up in this series. And after such a tightly contested first game, OpTic look a different class right now. Really just pulling out all the stops, really, to just keep this triple cap.
I mean, this is making me want to see a side match of OpTic go up against the Liquid squad. If they're playing like this, that game over, that tie-winning game or that sudden death game, however you want to call it, was completely turned around their momentum, their mindset, and you can really see it in the gameplay as well.
The survivability from OpTic has just been fantastic as well. You see them every time they get into a battle, they will dip, they will dodge out of the way of everything just to make sure they stay alive for that little bit longer, just so they can bleed out this time. APG is going to push in again to blue base to get yet another total control. I think not camouflage, sorry, the overshield will be up soon as well, so this could be important for OpTic Gaming if they're able to secure that final one. They just need 9 points, so this is going to be, well, something short of a miracle for Denial if they can get back into this one.
Look at APG's call-outs. This is what I like to see from this guy. He is yelling. He is full body strafing back and forth while shooting. He is celebrating. I think he thought it was a best of 5. It's actually a best of 7, APG. Let's make sure we focus on the next game here as well. But look at the difference between these celebrations. It all started with that sudden death. This is an incredible series the way it's playing out. Taking a look at some of these stats here. OpTic Ace 19-8, Straight Sick 18-9, Maniac 11-8, APG 10-12. So just good overall play from everyone. And once they got that third overshield and went on just a tear, especially Ace being able to contest the base for so long, run back to tower, pick up another kill cross map, the teamwork was there for these guys. And if you're Denial, you've got to be scared at this point now.
I mean, Ace was just the man on a mission during that game. He was just pushing into blue base and red base as soon as he spawned, making sure that Denial didn't have a chance to kind of get anywhere on the map. So he was kind of like my MVP for that map. Maybe not for the series just yet. We'll see how he performs in the next game. But Rami was also doing some good work for his team. Unfortunately, they couldn't kind of keep in this game. The triple cap was just too strong from OpTic Gaming. I really liked what they did, actually. You see it a lot during North American Halo, just really getting in the faces of your opposition, making sure that you can get that triple cap.
And look at those shots. Great job there by Ace. And look at the call-outs. This is completely different. I wanted these guys to get hyped. I love APG's excitement and energy right now. Gets the rest of the team pumped up and continue this momentum going into Game 4. And how do you see this one going?
Well, I mean, looking at the face there of APG, these guys are pumped. They are ready. They are wanting to secure their spot in Pro League. But they have a Truth Capture the Flag standing in their way first of all. Denial need to now win 4 games on the trot without slipping up if they want to find themselves in Pro League during full season. Momentum is definitely in the favor of OpTic Gaming, but we have seen crazier things happen. We've seen reverse sweeps. But yeah, just Truth Capture the Flag. I mean, statistically, is there anything that you kind of have seen throughout this season, Kyle, that would suggest that maybe this is a good or a bad game type for OpTic Gaming?
Well, OpTic's 1-5 through regular season on this, so they did pick up a victory. I believe it was against Liquid, but don't quote me on that.
Quoted.
But regardless, like we said, the example and comparing those kind of stats is just completely different. And APG, this is some of the better Halo that I've seen, or not the best Halo I've ever seen him play, but he is absolutely back in APG form right now and doing extremely well.
Well, this is the APG we were expecting to see on LAN. I mean, people have said it countless times. Oh, well, OpTic might have struggled online, but they've got players who will perform well when you get to those live events when they are pumped. They may have struggled earlier during that earlier series against Denial, but that was in one of the offside stations. It's not when you're on main stage, when you've got the lights on you, when the crowd are watching you, when you're getting pumped, and you know when it comes down to it, these OpTic Gaming players, they are going to pull their socks up, they are going to do the business. They're now 1 game away from securing their Pro League spot, and actually, this is what I think most of the Halo Nation wanted to see. They wanted to see this OpTic team really wake up, really show what they're made of, and now when they can move into full season, if they do get there, they're not quite there yet. I want to see them really push for one of those top 4 places so they find themselves at finals next season. But we're going to jump into this one, capture the flag on Truth. We're going to start things off with Gabriel from Denial.
We'll give him some love. You got Ace doing a quick jump to top center, immediately takes that player out. We'll take a look to see if he's able to stay alive. Great thrust forward, dodges a grenade, which was also a great grenade from that guy in Bubble as well. And now he's got Fuel Rod. You make an awesome play, you get rewarded for it, and he's doing exactly that. As you can see in the kill feed there, Maniac had the sword, does pick up 1 kill, but gets taken out as well. Ace doing a great job here below the base, grabs a double kill. That's going to be several members now down here, or just 2 members down here for Denial. Grabs yet another one, doing a great job locking down this weapon, and they need to be calling him out. I don't know why the players aren't immediately going for him. He is the #1 priority, the #1 person on OpTic that needs to be taken out, and they're letting him move around here and control their base.
I mean, they're calling him out, but then they're greeted by this Fuel Rod cannon. And now Ace is also rewarded with a sword after this killing spree. And this is what we saw him on the last game do. He was just getting in the faces. He was doing everything. He was putting shots and everything. He sees fantastic double there from Ace. He really wants this. This is what I expect from a player of his caliber. He's using the sword now to run this flag. You do run faster when you have the sword in hand. He's going to jump up to this attic now and probably ground pound this one in. But there is a member of Denial. Gabriel's going to come in, and he will just swoop in, take this flag, make sure that this flag's not going to go in too easily. But Ace does take him down, and he will get this return. And he should, if I'm not mistaken. But no, here come the Denial train. They are moving in. They're saying, look, no, we're not going to give up too easily here. You're not getting an easy capture whatsoever.
And wow, I can't believe they were able to actually get the return on that one. Just too many members able to get into their base. You got Maniac dropping here. You got Rami now going for the flag, gets a pull here, and a little bit of miscommunication from OpTic Gaming, allowing that flag not to be put in. And the spawns, nobody either blocking the carbine, and just like that, a counter cap is put off of that initial killing spree flag pull. So not a good situation. This is the kind of momentum switch that Denial eSports needs if they're going to have any chance of bringing this series back.
Yeah, I really expected OpTic to cap that one. Ace is probably going to be a little bit bewildered with his teammates, saying, look, why was no one there to support me? We probably should have put that flag in. The counter cap did come out of Denial, and that's the perfect start that they needed. But the flag is on the move now. Ace, once again, is running this flag. This time, however, he has got support from his teammates. He will thrust in and tie this one up 1-1. He was rewarded with a capture. He got the camo. Fantastic play. Ace is playing absolutely out of his mind as he uses a storm rifle to get 1 kill. He does get taken down, and now Denial are in a 3-on-1 situation where they can push in and try and get a flagpole of their own.
And you've got Gabriel here. Oh, not grabbing that carbine. I would have liked to see that happen. Oh, chooses the BR instead. Okay, not too bad. Not normally can you run across from car 3 to P2 without getting shot at and survive, but it works out in his favor here. He's got the fuel rod as well, and we see this player consistently just go to P2 and hold and lock down this position essentially.
Yeah, and he had a fuel rod cannon in his back pocket, uses it to get a 1 kill, but he does get taken down straight sick, just kind of camping up here top mid, putting shots down on everything right now. And OpTic, they're going to want to push in, maybe from B side, maybe from Carve side. They just need to make a decision of where they're going to go. They just need to do it together. They don't want to get caught out on their own as Maniac gets taken down by plenty of grenades. We'll move across to APG, who's also positioning himself at top mid. He's getting taken down by someone at B3 though. Interesting positioning from Falcated, deciding to take that vantage point. He is rewarded with his kill with the battle rifle as well, and we said how important the rifles are during the Slayer games. They are just as important in these capture the flag games, although you do have to be slightly more aggressive when you do get those rifles and push into the base.
Now you do have Falcated trying to move below the base here. Has that BR. Great melee there. Picks up the 1v1 win over Ace as well. He is going to be taken weak. You see members of OpTic Gaming trying to nade their flag. Great job here by Straightick, pushing back to actually finish that one off. Ace coming off respawn, gets the carbine spawn, immediately goes to grab that weapon, and pushing over to Denial's base. Gets shot in the back. He's trying to get a new angle, wait for his shields to come back. I like what he's doing here, using the weapon or the map the most effectively as possible, grabbing that new pea shooter. As any Halo 2 fans may know, essentially a noob combo that we've got going on here, and of course the new camo is going to be spawning as well.
So what, Ace's map movement and his rotations are just absolutely fantastic. As soon as one of his teammates is in trouble, he just moves effectively just so he can put shots on the enemy and make sure that his teammates survive, but he's also not scared to push around on his own. Camo is in the hands of Gabriel, but he's taken down as well, so he won't won't be able to use that to get any sort of flag. We'll move back across to Ace and see if he can continue this form as he does. An unfortunate placement of his nade there, just gets caught in the map and he will kind of damage himself. But he's just going to, yeah, just a sticky grenade. He will move back into his base just to make sure that this flag isn't being taken. And this is the kind of passive game that we saw on Fathom Capture the Flag, where both teams are more than happy to just pull back, defend, and then push out when they get the numbers advantage.
And they might be more than happy to tie it 4 times in a row before we actually have a winner, and that would be something. I'm gonna knock on wood right now because I don't know if that's something. Maybe somebody out there wants to see that, but I'd like to see a winner crowned and find out who's gonna be in our fall season of HCS Pro League.
But this has been one of the best series I've ever watched, if not cast. I mean, the kind of amount of pressure that is on the line for both of these teams, and you can just see the passion and the desire and how much they want to be in this Pro League. That's what I really love to see, especially that celebration from APG after last game. Rami doing some work now. He's on a killing spree. Got the Fuel Rod Cannon to boot, but he picks up another kill on APG. He will try and move back and try and retreat, but Straight Sick will catch him out and get rewarded with that. The flag actually is not going to be pulled. No, there it is. There's the ground pound to put Denial 2-1 up in this game, and now OpTic need to respond. Maniac does have the sword, and he is just kind of lurking under this base, waiting for any prey.
And he do run faster, kind of quite some time hiding there. Maybe a little bit longer than you might want to see. You do have Denial trying to get control of this Fuel Rod. Good shots by Gabriel, actually knocks Maniac out of Zoom initially. He's still P2 with that weapon as well. No one was actually able to clean up that kill. So we can actually go take a look here. Maniac actually stays alive for another moment. Gabriel reloading this Fuel Rod here and now grabbing another flagpole. We might start seeing Denial start bringing this one back.
Yeah, maybe, but OpTic need to do something to stay in this game as Gabriel is going to be taken down. We'll move across to Ace, and actually let's go into a listening and see what OpTic can do to get back in this game.
Camo. On flag with camo. In a second. Short flag. 3 by flag. Running it. We gotta go. One shot. One shot. Flag out with 1 shot. Big one. Bounce it. Get over. Get in there. Flag. Get him. No worries. It's all good. You said it.
I were able to put the flag in. So there was the curse of the listening there. OpTic weren't able to kind of stop that one, but Denial finally get one on the board, and that's what they needed. Now they just need 3 more, and I think OpTic can just say, look, okay, it was a flag. We're not that comfortable with flag games, clearly after game 1, so we can move into game 5. We'll get the stats up on screen in a minute and just see who were the kind of players to look out for there, but honestly, I really feel OpTic were just a little bit too passive. There was times when we had the Fuel Rod, they had the sword, and rather than pushing into the base, into the opposition base, they kind of retreated into their own base just to make sure there wasn't a flagpole. We saw 16 kills out of Ace. He was doing some real work, actually. He's just outstanding player at the moment. Straight Sick just 1 behind. APG just 4 and 17. I mean, after the kind of reaction winning that game 3, I was expecting a little bit more out of him. He did have 12 assists, however, but Gabriel, on the other hand, was the man doing the work for Denial, and Denial are back in this series. They finally put a game on the board. Do you think they could do it? Can the reverse sweep happen, Kyle?
I mean, the reverse sweep can absolutely happen with these teams so evenly matched. And just to think, they were so close OpTic Gaming to putting in that first flag capture. One of those caps was a counter cap, actually. So it could have gone, or we could have had those 2 teams tied up 2-2 at that point in time here. But just like that, taking a look at the series recap here, we have a 1-0 Fathom CTF, but we all know what happened there. No need to dwell on that anymore, spend any more time on that we actually have game 2, 50-43 going in favor of OpTic Gaming in that 3-0 lead with that Empire Strongholds. And then just like that, are we going to see this happen?
I mean, this is when it starts to play into your head. You think, okay, we were 1 game away. We are still 1 game away from securing our spot in the Pro League. But then at the back of your mind, you're thinking, wait, what happens if the reverse sweep? How embarrassing would that be? They'd never forgive themselves. They'd be constantly reminded of it, so they just need to kind of ignore that thought process completely, and you really need to look towards your coach during this time just to kind of give you that confidence boost of saying, look, just pretend it's still 3-0. Just pretend this Colosseum Slayer is game 4. Now, Coliseum Slayer is actually game 5. Do you think either team has an advantage? From what you've been watching across Pro League, do you think that this is something that OpTic are strong in, or would you say that they are weak at this game type?
I would say they're extremely weak at this game type here. I would give the advantage to Denial, kind of based on watching these players play and the rotations. It just seemed consistently OpTic Gaming had really struggled with it over the course of the season, having a hard time with some of the power weapon rotations that you really need to excel on, especially on Coliseum. So I think that the favor there goes over to Denial. When these two teams matched up earlier, it was a 4-2 series in favor of Denial. It could easily see the reverse of that, or the exact flip, going in favor of OpTic if they're able to, or excuse me, if Denial's able to take this one home.
Yeah, and I want to start things off with APG here. I think he needs to kind of step up after that poor performance last game, going 4-17. He will move towards this sniper with his teammates. Grenades will come out. Ace actually taking down Cloud there, so they do have the man advantage pushing into this sniper. Rockets haven't quite been picked up just yet, I don't believe, but good shots there coming out of APG, just supporting his teammates. Sniper is still there, gets the double kill as well. We'll move across. Ace was rewarded with Rockets, so a 4-0 lead, Rockets and Sniper in the hands of OpTic Gaming. This is exactly the start they needed. Now they need to just make sure they get in a position where they can use these power weapons effectively.
And we'll go and take a look at Straight Sick. We might jump back and forth here as we see Ace just got a kill. He's controlling Snipe Tower, essentially has that on lockdown. Straight Sick, great job pushing out that window. I really like that play, pulling the pistol out and actually just putting some extra shots down. We're using this weapon. He really needs to make sure someone else from OpTic Gaming is there with him to make sure he doesn't run in any trouble or get any flankers that are able to get behind him here. It looks like we do have Maniac protecting his back, and Straight Sick with the headshot. It is 8-0 right now. OpTic Gaming wants to bring this one home.
Yeah, already this is going to be tough for Denial to make their way back in. They're 9-0. Gooses all across the board currently for Denial. Rockets in the hand of Ace. You got the Sniper in the hand of Straight Sick, and they just need to rotate effectively now. Just make sure they stay together. Cloud actually picks up a kill with the scatter shot on Maniac, so they do finally put some kills on the board. No scope coming out there on the knees of Rami, and Ace will clear that up with the battle rifle as well. A 9-kill lead, and now Straight Sick will move to red, and he'll just try and support his teammates. Rockets will be coming up again in 20 seconds, but there is such control from OpTic Gaming right now. They really want this. They want to secure their position in the Pro League. This is the OpTic Gaming. We were expecting to see a Straight Sick hit another body shot with that sniper rifle.
And this has got to be a tough situation to be in if you are Denial here, knowing that you just got off to such a bad start in this game, and you're probably not going to get 4 replays on it like we saw earlier. 15-3 lead, and just still putting work on, and if that was a headshot, I would have jumped out of my seat.
It wasn't a headshot, but he did enough to stay alive using the thrust. Now he can kind of watch these rockets and help his teammate grab them, but he is getting shot from Sniper at the moment. I just think Straight Sick needs to stay alive, regroup with his teammates again, get into a position where he can use this sniper to full effect. Rocket's still up, actually, and he will take down Cloud now if he can finish off this pistol kill. He did miss and whiff a few of those shots, and once this sniper does run out of ammo, he will be able to just switch up for the Rockets if he does decide to push up there, and this is a really commanding lead for OpTic Gaming now. They've just had control of both power weapons. Denial really needs something short of a miracle if they're going to get back into this one. Straight Sick moving in, fantastic pistol work as well. Will throw the pulse grenade to try and stay alive, but Falcated will take him down. And now we'll move across to Ace.
Again, right now we've got Ace with the second set of rockets. Once again, 20-8 here. Wow, great nade by Gabriel. That splinter nade placed perfectly in order to take him out. APG had the scatter shot, picks up a kill, but is ultimately dropped as well. And let's go ahead. We'll stay here with Ace for another moment. Looks like Denial, you know, they finally got their footing. They're trying to bring this one back. It's far from over at this point. This is their tournament hopes at stake.
Yep, definitely, and Falcated does have the sniper. They are still 7 kills behind. I said they needed something short of a miracle. Well, this is your chance, Falcated. Show us a miracle as he hits a lovely snapshot there. Does try and go for the double. Just misses a couple of shots there, and after such a fantastic no-scope, he's not able to hit those kind of easier shots, but will push him with his teammates. And now this is just a 4-kill game, so Denial are coming back into this one because they have got that control of snipe side, and Falcated just putting shots across as rockets are coming up in 10 seconds, and he will be able to watch that with the sniper and make sure that no member of OpTic is able to get into any position to try and take them.
And he's been really just shooting these shots here. Missed quite a few, but still helping his team come back into this. Great grenade across the map, picks up another hit marker there. You've got Rami here that has the rockets, you can see in the kill feed as well. Still got a decent amount of ammo left here, or stay on board with him, and all of a sudden a 2-kill game.
It's gone from a 13-kill game to a 2-kill game, and you've just got to question OpTic here, and maybe they got a little bit overzealous. They got a little bit too excited, and they were maybe pushing too much. Perhaps they should have just slowed down with that sniper rifle, but we do see Ace now, who has got a sniper rifle of his own. He can get into a position. I'd like to see him push towards that rocket corner, but he will actually pick the headshot onto Gabriel, but he will be taken down there as rockets are going to come through now, and Rami's going to pick up this sniper. Just 3 kills in it. And Rami needs to be careful that he's not going to get pushed by any of these OpTic members, and he is just going to kind of scout out that sniper rifle side of the map, and now he will move across, see if he can get a better kind of sight lines on any other member. But Cloud also has the rockets as well, so these are all the tools that Denial need to kind of take control of this game.
And Denial, they're just missing more shots here than OpTic Gaming has been missing, and to think that how the game started off here compared to what we're looking at right now, 2 sets of rockets, the sniper still, all power weapons and all map control, absolutely tilted completely in Denial's favor, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him take a lead here in a moment.
Yeah, they've definitely, like I said, they've got the tools to take the lead. Rami actually having sniper and rockets. Just the 1 rocket in the chamber, though, but he will see on the radar. Straight Stick walks around and gets greeted to a rocket to the kneecaps, and now he's run out of ammo of sniper and rockets as well. So they don't have any of these power weapons anymore, and we will see them off spawn. We'll see this battle happen once again, and we're all tied up 29-29 after such an early lead from OpTic Gaming. They have somehow managed to throw this one away, and this next sniper rifle and rockets are both coming up at a similar time, and it's just going to be this decision. What do you do? Do you go for rockets? Do you go for sniper? Do you split both ways and send 2 to each? Personally, I'd like to really keep control of that snipe side, maybe send 1 member 2 rockets, as we now see Rami trying to take down 2 members of OpTic at the same time, but he is going to just whip about that sniper, but he's got no ammo. You need to get the new sniper before you can shoot anyone with it.
And Straight Stick grabbed that one. We saw him ripping faces earlier here in this game as it is. We'll see if he's going to be able to build any lead back up here for OpTic Gaming. I know they've got to be worried after having that giant lead. There is no more cushion here available for them. They know a player's bottom center. The player's got rockets as well. Shoots 2, not able to grab a kill. The map control positioning essentially, and still in favor of OpTic Gaming. I like what we see here. Straight Stick kind of knows most of the members are over towards blue base, so he's going to run this weapon as far away as possible.
Yeah, good rotation there from Straight Stick. But you saw how twitchy he was. He was just looking everywhere. I mean, you can see how much pressure is on the line here, because actually Falcated almost picking up the triple. I thought that was a triple kill. It was actually just a double. Rami did finish it off. The crowd got excited. They thought it was a fantastic snapshot, but not quite. But this is the position Denial need to find themselves if they are going to win this game. Use this sniper to full effect. They need to actually wait for this next rockets to come up. I think the final rockets of the game are going to be very, very important going into the last few kills when we do get there. But at the moment, neither team is able to kind of take this lead, as we are still tied up at 37-37. And OpTic, perhaps, dare I say it, they're just choking a little bit here because they had such a commanding lead, and maybe because they could almost taste their spot in Pro League, they're just throwing this one away slightly.
And luckily, Maniac does grab that kill there. Still anybody's game, essentially. Straight Stick's going to end up dropping. We'll go take a look back at Ace. OpTic trying to push over to Snipe Tower here and grab some control. That sniper was still down, however. 3-kill lead. We are coming down towards the end of the game. Good Splinter Nade coming out of Denial. Ace is going to wait for his shields and push back up. Gabriel did not see him crouching there. Good job here by Ace. If he's able to grab this kill.
Yeah, but he's not.
He runs out of ammo.
Just an amazing reversal there from Gabriel, and actually I think Shooter has a sniper rifle as well, so a 4-kill lead now for Denial. At one point they were 13 kills behind. Maniac has found himself some rockets though, so this is what they need if they're going to win this game, but you can't help but question how OpTic have even found themselves in this position where they are 3 kills behind after such a commanding lead. But they need to forget about that now. They need to push together and now just use these rockets to full effect to try and get a final few kills. Actually, I'd like to see some patience from OpTic, not push out too quickly here.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look or take a listen in here with OpTic and see what they're trying to do in order to bring this one back. I'd love to hear what the communication's like.
shot, slide red flag. Nice shot, Aaron. Nice shot,
Right window.
High game, guys. Red elbow, guys. Top rock. Top rock.
Red street. I need help. Red street on me. I need help. He's on the right corner. He's right corner. I got away. Nice shit, Corey.
Red flag, I think.
Listen to each other. Listen to each other.
Right window, guys. Weapons. Red flag, guys.
They like that. I'm I need help.
You need help us. You need help us.
I can't.
One shot in red cave. Red cave, they have a sniper in their bed. One's coming right corner. We can still win red corner. Stand up, loose pyramid. Let's go low.
They saw me.
Red over death. Get down, they have a sniper. They're blue pyramid.
Blue sniper ramps. Now blue window. Blue two.
OpTic Gaming not quite able to secure their spot just yet as Denial pick up another win, making it 3-2 in favor of OpTic Gaming. And well, there was a 13-kill lead or something around thereabouts there for OpTic during that game, so incredible comeback. I said it was going to be something short of a miracle, so I need to kind of look up in a dictionary what a miracle is, because Denial pulled something very disgusting off there. And I mean, let's look at the stats here. Cloud going 15-11, great work from him. 12 and 14 from Gabriel. Yeah, okay, went -2, but still putting up some big kills on the other side. APG struggling a little bit again, 9 and 13, 9 and 11 from Straight Sick. Ace, though, putting up some big numbers, 16 and 16. So he got a lot of kills, but he also died a lot. So maybe he was a little bit too aggressive. And, well, a nice early lead from OpTic Gaming, but a great response from Denial.
I mean, it was essentially, I felt like OpTic Gaming changed up their playstyle at the very end. Rather than taking that sniper and running away with it, they ran it over to try and collapse and like just close out the game. But it was the wrong decision to make, because if you charge in with that sniper and you don't actually hit anyone with it, you're in a numbers disadvantage, essentially. And with that player getting hit by grenades and the other player hiding in that cave getting hit by grenades, they were just able to collapse on him, grab a quick 3-kill lead after the game was essentially tied, and you had the power weapon advantage, and they absolutely threw that one away.
Yeah, well, if you have just joined us, if you are watching, here's the series layout. We started off with a 1-0 capture the flag win for OpTic Gaming after a replay. 50-43 on Truth Slayer, 100-44 Empire Strongholds. Denial have now since answered back with 3-1 on Truth Capture the Flag, and then, after being 13 kills behind, made the comeback to win 50-46 on Coliseum Slayer. So we are going into a Game 6 of Eden Strongholds. Dare I say it, could Denial tie this one up? What are your thoughts going into this game, Carl?
I mean, based on how Game 1 played out and now the series is continuing, I feel like this is headed for a Game 7. And by Game 7, I mean like Game 14 or whatever we're on at this point. But Eden Strongholds, I feel like that is also potentially going to go in the favor of Denial. The momentum change, like we've talked about it so many times, is absolutely back in their favor now. OpTic Gaming's got to be down on themselves after having victory so close where they could taste it and letting it slip through their fingers.
I think one of the hardest things as a player, especially from my experience, is that fear of losing. It's something that is really hard to ignore, especially when you're in such a commanding position and when the spotlight is really on you. I mean, these OpTic Gaming guys are like celebrities, really, and there's a lot of expectations on their shoulders, so they know that they really need to win this one to stay in Pro League. They have a prestigious sponsor. They need to keep that prestigious spot in the Pro League, and I think you're right. I think this game does favor Denial, not just because of momentum, but statistically as well. OpTic weren't great throughout the season on this game type. I know you say it's completely different playing against Open and Pro League teams, but at least we can kind of get a general knowledge of how they kind of fare on that map.
And, you know, Denial, after every game, they look essentially the same. They know exactly what they need to be doing going into the next game. Somebody makes a mistake, they're not addressing it, they're not talking about what happened in the last game, and I feel like that's kind of reverse to what OpTic was doing. OpTic more pointing out mistakes that were potentially made during that game, but either way, we are getting ready to go on, and this is going to be Strongholds on Eden as well there, so not Empire, so keep that in mind. This will have Maniac grabbing a camo, getting taken out by Falcated. That would have been great for them if he was able to survive or get away there. We'll go ahead and take a look at Ace as he tries to capture top catwalk, but he is being attacked by a player. That is a 2v1 situation for Gabriel. Pick up the kill there. Good job here by the rest of OpTic Gaming. They do recapture the first Ben that went in favor of Denial. like this move by Straight needing to back down here and stay alive as long as possible. Ness is yet to be captured, but it's getting pretty close, as well as Catwalk. He's not going to be able to get there in time, so it does go over to Denial. However, wow, and I thought he was going to be able to stay alive, but that's a perfect out of Ramy to take out Straight.
Yeah, a nice start from OpTic. They were able to get that camouflage and overshield. Obviously, the camouflage did get taken down, but they weren't really able to use those power-ups to full effect. They finally now are starting to put some points on the board, but if they play this game like they did Empire Strongholds, I'd like to think they can just get aggressive, get in the face, and just rotate as a team. That's what I really like to see on Eden Strongholds, is when teams are more than happy to just push as a unit. If not a 4, at least a 3, and have one just kind of roaming back and forth between different strongholds. Maniac is actually taken down, so we'll move across to Straight Sick, who's just going to try and take this red nest. He will finally get it, but he is going to be contested here by Gabriel, but he's going to use that brute rifle to full effect. Misses the melee, though, will be taken down by the SMG, and so we'll hop across to Ace, who's going to try and take this catwalk with his teammates. Red nest is being taken, so they're going to throw nades into that, and he will be greeted, but he will just get a nice melee kill there on Falcated as well. Use BR to try and get the double, but the pistol is going to be too strong, so he is going to be taken down eventually.
And Straight Sick here is trying to recapture that nest for his team, but he is fighting a lot of players. Picks up a trade, so that hill has not been reset yet. APG trying to go finish that off for his team, although there's another member there. The hill, it did in fact go ahead and get reset as well. So Gabriel and Denial eSports able to prevent OpTic from grabbing that. They're trying to go for it once again. You know, they have Catwalk. I'd almost like to see them go for Bend instead. Ness is a lot harder to contest here when you're coming from Catwalk. Although members dying, trying to get that overshield. Rockets do go hands in the favor of Falcated.
Wow.
And wow, Ace almost having an amazing play, but Falcated just clutching it up. Misses that first rocket, but kills Straight Sick, and then picks up that melee kill on Ace. Great job by Falcated. And like I said before, this is Denial essentially turning it around and really starting to play well.
How many times during this series have we seen Falcated pick up a power weapon and just use it really effectively? We saw it last game with the sniper. He is eventually taken down, so he won't be able to use those banker rockets this time. But we'll move across to Maniac, who's picked up a camouflage, and that's exactly what OpTic Gaming need if they're going to get back into this game. They're just 5 points behind, but I feel that this is going to get a little bit scrappy, and the longer it goes on and the closer it is, I can't help but feel that OpTic are just going to get a little bit more nervous. Now Maniac does have his camo, and he can just jump in here. He misses the first melee, but his team come in. I think that's 4 down for Denial, so they will be able to maybe get the triple cap. And once you do have the triple cap on Eden, you can really take control of this map. You can watch spawns, you can push in and not give the opposition any chance to breathe.
And we've seen Frosty here so many times on this game type. It's clearly an amazing one to hold. OpTic Gaming trying to contest the bend, but he gets taken out. Just an easy back smack. It's so tough to be giving up free deaths like that. Straight Sick pushing across as fast as possible, try to get the reset on this hill. He will not get the reset, so it will eventually go over here to Denial, but members are dying left and right, trying to secure these captures here. APG, good nades as well. They're making that player run away. Ace picks up a kill, then grabs a second one here. That's control back in favor of OpTic Gaming now with new power-ups getting ready to spawn.
Yeah, APG able to push in and get that catwalk. It was a good try as well from Straight Sick when he just kind of jumped in, but unfortunately he traded rather than getting that kill. That would have been a really important reset, but OpTic are in a commanding position now. They are really kind of pulling all the strings here, and Denial need to respond. We will have the camouflage, we will have the coming up very soon, and that's why you see AP just waiting there, but the overshield is going to be picked up by Ace, so that could be both power-ups in the hands of OpTic Gaming. They were able to get rockets as well. I mean, this could be all she wrote for Denial, as this is just such a commanding position for OpTic Gaming. They now get the triple cap as well, and Ace is just calling out to his teammates, look, where are they spawning? Where do I need to push? He needs to use this overshield to just shut down any spawning member of Denial.
And he's running back, realizing that they're all spawning over at Nest, going over to try to contest that hill. Good shots there. Ace actually won a 1v1 against Cloud to pick up that overshield, and the camo going in favor of APG as well. So great job at OpTic Gaming, staying alive at the right time, the most crucial time, and that's when it's going to be when everything is getting ready to respawn, and it's all falling into place for them right now.
Yeah, OpTic had camouflage, they had overshield, and they had rockets. All the goodies in the OpTic goodie bag, and they are now only 23 points away from winning this and actually securing their spot in Pro League. And what it will mean to these players, I cannot even imagine. You saw the passion coming out from these guys earlier when they they did win one of these maps as Ace just put shots across effectively, and he does see Nest being taken now, but he'll push in with his SMG, get the kill on Cloud and survive. Fantastic there from Ace.
And we saw Denial 4-2 OpTic earlier this morning, and now we're looking at OpTic Gaming turning it around on the main stage and potentially picking up a 4-2 victory back over Denial. It all depends on when you actually win those games, and maybe Liquid really did put enough of a hurting on Denial where they got them out of the zone and got them out of their mindset that they had earlier this morning. Or maybe it's OpTic Gaming just turning it around and finally playing extremely well.
And good kills coming out from APG as well. There will be some points coming on the board for Denial, but APG will push in and get the kill there. Needs support from his teammates if he is going to be able to take this red nest. Grenade does come in to take him down, so we'll move across to Maniac and see what he can do. They do only need 6 points, but they're not in control right now. But Ace has picked up yet another overshield, and I just can't help but say OpTic Gaming have just picked up every power weapon right now. They're going to try and take Blue Bend. There will be some contesting from Denial, but Ace will be able to grab this one. Start to put points on the board, just 5 needed now, and total control. This is going to be it. OpTic Gaming are going to secure their spot in Pro League. They did it the hard way. We've been through, what, 11 games, but there we go. You can see what it means to these players. We'll see them in full season.
And that was amazing. What a great series. In my opinion, the best one that we saw here today. Whether or not it was earlier in the day or just what we witnessed and what these players just did, they're all extremely exhausted physically, mentally. They've been grinding and gaming all day long. They've been under intense amounts of stress all season long, especially in the last 2 weeks. And it is such a relief for these guys to know that they just qualified for the fall season and they have to be on top of the world right now.
And that's both Europe and North America who keep the same teams. Open teams weren't able to break into the Pro League, and we will see these guys just securing their spot. And, well, that was exhausting for everyone involved. Watching, playing, casting, but what a series it was, and you can see what it means to these players when they finally got there. I mean, just smiles all around from these guys. You saw the statistics. All these guys were just putting up fantastic numbers. There's the final layout. OpTic Gaming taking Fathom, Capture the Flag, Truth Slayer, and Empire Strongholds. Denial did claw back, and it looked like they may have even come back into the series when they won Truth Capture the Flag 3-1 and Coliseum Slayer 50-46. But OpTic Gaming finally got their spot in Pro League with 100-38 Eden Strongholds victory. And after they got knocked into loser's bracket by Denial, that is a fantastic response and is exactly what the world of Halo expected from OpTic Gaming.
And taking a look at some of the stats, Ace 15-7, continuing exactly where he left off the entire day. APG really stepping it up, especially in this last game, 17-9, and some very crucial resets by that player himself. Glad to see that he has really stepped up his game here for finals.
One thing I learned from this series in general was just the mental game of OpTic Gaming and how well they just took that situation, how they just took it in their stride and they said, look, calm it down, we're not going to lose this series, we want to keep this Pro League spot. So just a fantastic kind of performance from these guys. I'm impressed, I'm sure people at home are impressed, and we will be seeing OpTic Gaming in full season.
And my heart also goes out to Denial because, I mean, imagine if that game 1 went differently, how this series may have played out. And I know they're going to be just down on themselves it's one of those ones you just don't really get over. And they put up a fantastic show for everyone watching. And, you know, hearts go out to those guys for sure.
Well, we did see OpTic Gaming secure their spot in full season Pro League. Now let's head over to the stage where Strongside has an interview with one of the players.
Thanks, Gaskin. I'm here with the one and only Ace, and congratulations on you guys securing your spot for the fall season. But before we get into anything, I got to ask you, man, we're all wondering, game number 1. It was a series in itself. What was going through your mind and the minds of your teammates going through that game type over and over and over again?
To be honest, I don't think our mindset's changed really much throughout the entire, replay of 4 times. We just kept being focused on doing what we needed to do, finishing kills. And it was weird because, I felt like they would cap, but we would cap like a minute later. Like, the momentum would swing back and forth, really quick. And honestly, I think we had the game won a few times in the first couple of replays, but it was just small miscommunication, small chokes that cost us.
Well, you guys clutched it at the very end there at one of the games there. Cloud a few other players were right on the flag, and you were able to stop them from capping. I mean, how are you feeling at that moment?
Reluctant and relieved because Maniac was no shields and decided just to sprint over there and get there right there, because if we waited for his health, we would not have gotten that. And it was kind of a choke on my part too, because right before that we could have had the game-winning cap, and I didn't like thrust out and keep running the flag. But so we were super relieved that to happen, and then we just kept our composure for the rest of the series.
And talking about this series as a whole as well, who do you think really stepped it up on your team, or was it everyone that just really stepped it up?
I think it was everyone that stepped it up. We, woke up an hour and a half later. We were playing our match on that side station, and I don't think any of us were playing our games. We might have been a little bit out of it, and really not. We had a lot of miscommunications, and right after losing, I knew that wasn't our game, and we could have, we're going to play better when we rematched them, because I had a feeling that they were going to be in the losers finals against us. So I was just happy that we came here and got on main stage and played our game.
Yeah, I mean, and then your fans were along this roller coaster of a ride here, and they're here in the crowd still cheering for you. I mean, you got a shout out for them, or what do you got to say to those guys?
Seriously, the amount of love you guys show is actually game-changing for us. We all feel the love so much. Every single word you guys tweet at us, talk to us, take pictures, it all really helps us play way better.
All right, well, lastly, what are your expectations now going in for the next season since you've secured your spot?
I expect a lot more out of us this time, because at the beginning of the last season, we qualified through the LCQ. We got off to a slow start. We weren't practiced as much as other teams, and then we kind of just played the best teams right away and then lost confidence. And I feel like every single week it was just less and less confidence. We were more down on ourselves, and we weren't playing the Halo that we could. So now I think we're going to be on the same playing field as everyone else, get practice, be more confident, and I think you will not see us in the bottom two next season.
Well, you heard it there. Well, congratulations again, and get some good sleep tonight. I'm sure a lot of people at home are going to be relieved to get some good sleep now as well, but we're going to send it back down to you, Bravo.
All right, thanks, Strong Side. Of course, a grueling series there, guys. Ace, of course, happy to be in the Pro League. So it looks like at the end of the day, Liquid and OpTic Gaming, they hold down their spots.
Get some sleep, Mike. It's time to party if you're OpTic Gaming. I don't know about you guys, but you work so hard. And then, congratulations to Liquid and OpTic Gaming, but no sleep tonight. If you go to bed before midnight, if you're OpTic, I'll be disappointed.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, now is the time to celebrate. That was an amazing series. I'm sure all the fans loved it. I know I loved watching and casting it. And it's time for these guys to go and finally, after 9 weeks with the finals and the off time, it's finally time to go relax and have a good time.
Yeah, and big thanks to not only Denial, but also Elevate for putting on a great performance. There you can see the amazing end to the Fathom CTF.
That was in the back room. We were doing the Michael Scott gif right there when that happened, because everyone just started screaming. We thought it was for sure in, but so many times those overtimes looked like they were going to end, but OpTic Gaming, of course, eventually taking that Fathom CTF 1-0.
Yeah, saw Snipe Down tweeting out, saw Roy tweeting out that was literally the craziest end to a game that we've ever seen in Halo history. I gotta agree with that. In recent memory, I don't remember a game being that wild, but that just goes to show all the mechanics that Halo 5 has introduced. The games have just become so much more wild, so much more fast-paced, and you can see that these players have just totally adapted and continue to just improve. So I feel like we're definitely seeing the highest level of Halo 5 as we should in this tournament so far.
And I couldn't have asked for anything more than what we saw from the relegation teams and the performances that they put on for everyone.
Here's that series layout. Of course, OpTic Gaming coming out very strong, taking the first 3. Denial eSports, though, not making it easy. We say it every time. OpTic Gaming, they don't make it easy. They never take the easy route.
No, definitely not. I was definitely expecting Denial to not make it easzy. Once they were down 3-0, it's not gonna be like they're just gonna fold. That's when they're gonna actually fight. So OpTic, probably loosened the grip just a little bit. You saw APG getting super hyped up. Maybe you realized it was a best of 5 like Kyle was saying, and then having kind of a poor game 4, because you actually do kind of expend energy. I remember when I accidentally ripped off Snipe Down's hand with a high 5, and we ended up losing to your team, Andy. So you got to be careful with your celebrations, guys. But there you go. Take a look at the bracket. That's going to be Liquid and OpTic Gaming. Interestingly enough, the same 8 teams from the summer are going to be the same 8 teams that we'll be seeing in the fall. But I highly doubt that it's going to be Liquid and OpTic again in the relegations. There's no way that they're going to want to go through that again.
That's right. You heard Liquid say, right, that they feel like they're a top 4 team now, and you also just heard Ace say that there's no way in his words, that they're going to be in the bottom 2 in the fall.
I mean, I agree with you. The Week 7 Liquid has been completely different than what we saw all regular season. And this OpTic Gaming lineup, after the final Game 1, was a different OpTic than I've seen play throughout most of the season. And a big part of that goes out to APG, so he was playing phenomenal, and he was struggling over the regular season. Maniac put up great performances as well. Ace Straight Six doing what they always do, and the whole squad was finally coming together.
Yeah, and to say, I mean, one thing for me, I was watching the game with the guys from CLG upstairs, and it was 17-7 in Coliseum Slayer in favor of OpTic, and then it was 20-8, and I think it was Frosty or someone who mentioned that, oh, the game could go either way, and Lethal just shook his head. He's like, I don't know, it's 20-8. And then before you know it, Denial wins it 50-46, right? So OpTic Gaming, they got it done, but they never make it easy on themselves.
They always make it interesting, and that's what I love about watching this team. The question is are they going to remain the same? They're obviously a really good group, really tight-knit group, but there's going to be tons of offers coming in. You're going to see a lot of people probably going for Rami since they see his name over in those top HCS stats, and it's going to be interesting to see how everything's going to pan out. The fall is going to be really, really competitive.
And of course, it's only Saturday. We still got the finals tomorrow.
Right.
What we're all here for, to see who is the best team in North America, and so much more action in store.
That's right, of course. Those matches are coming tomorrow. We'll be bringing you every single match here on the main stage. Still to determine the summer season champion. Those matches start at 12 p.m. Pacific. Be sure to tune in and catch all the matches live from LA Live. Got to say, last thing, we want to know your predictions here. We want to tweet us using the hashtag HCS and tag at HCS and at ESL Halo, and even tag us on Twitter. Let us know who you think is going to take the title tomorrow. Amazing Halo matches are on the way. Once again, 12 p.m. Pacific. Be here. We'll see you there when we crown the champion for the summer 2016 season. Have a good night.